What you in for, baby? What's your info? Walking around the city with my eyes closed. What you in for, baby? What's your info? Walking around the city with my eyes closed. What you in for, baby? What's your info? I got the mojo, I got the mojo. I got the mojo, I got the mojo, I got the mojo. Baby, don't hesitate. I hesitate. Baby, don't hesitate. Call me all the time. That's a perfect timing. You got me shining like a perfect diamond. Call me all the time. That's a perfect timing. You got me shining like a perfect diamond. You think you know me? You got me lonely. You think you know me? Let's take it easy, kick it like it's messy. Let's take it easy, kick it like it's messy. Let's take it easy, kick it like it's messy. They say the night, do you try? Call me on the day, that's a perfect time. You got me shining like a perfect diamond. Call me on the top, that's a walking around the city with my eyes closed. What you in for, baby? What's your info? Walking around the city with my eyes closed. What you in for, baby? What's your info? I got the mojo, I got the mojo. I got the
What a song. What a song. I'll never get sick of listening to it, guys. Hi. Raptor Nation, how are we all today? What is good with all of you, fam? What is good? Harlot's in first. Oh, we still don't have a command for you, Harlot. Dude, what's going on? Tonso, this dude could solve problems by punching them. You know what? I can think of a few problems that I would like to solve by punching them. Quite a few. Oh boy. How about COVID, guys? How about COVID? How about people spreading COVID? Yeah, there's a problem that I would like to solve by punching it. Yikes! Just today, I was I was at the grocery store. Not even at the grocery store. I was walking into the grocery store. In the car park, there's like a main walkway in the car park. Literally, that's where you walk. Otherwise, you get run over. And there is this elderly lady. Well, she looks elderly. She could be, in her 30s for all I know, and just her poor health habits have aged her terribly. But to me, she looks elderly. Okay, my guess would be she looks 60-something. She looks like she's in her 60s. There she is with an empty trolley. She's there with an empty trolley, smoking a cigarette. Now, forget the fact that we're in a pandemic, guys. Just forget that. Standing in the middle of a walkway, and it's a narrow walkway. There's like concrete bollards. Literally, you can't walk around the person. You have to pretty much walk through them and through. Yeah, like I'm not trying to sound like one of those people, but oh boy, it's pretty inconsiderate even without a pandemic going on. Just standing there smoking your cigarette, and it's not like she's vaping. No, she's straight up smoking a cigarette. And just blowing it all over anybody who decides to walk by. Now, at the moment, that's a huge fucking problem. So, look, I doubt she's watching Twitch. I doubt even more so that she's watching this right now. But, if that's you, fuck you. Like, honest to God. As I said, I wouldn't punch a woman, but look, that lady deserves to be punched. How fucking stupid can you be? And then, yeah, she's standing in the middle of a very narrow walkway. Just, I don't know what she's doing. It's not the first time I've seen her there. I don't know. I'm in a grumpy mood today, guys. I'm fucking cranky. It's not that I miss my nap or anything like that. I don't know what it is. It's just, things are pissing me off today. I'm not in the mood for it. Least in the mood, her. I tell you what. Oh. But yeah, yikes. We can, here we are. We are we're in. We're vibing out. Look. We have a lot. She a Karen. Oh, she's not even a Karen, no. She's not even like I don't know. Usually I say something to people, right? Yeah. Usually I do say something. I've encountered Karens before, guys. I have. And usually I say something to them, and you know what? They've always got something to say back, but your boy's ready for it. I am good. I am good when it comes to dealing with a Karen, guys. Fuck, I'm legendary. But yeah, seriously, I don't. That's right. I was carrying beer, all right. I was bringing my beer back home, back to the car to bring home with me. I don't know. I was in another mindset. I wasn't in a kill the Karen mindset. Maybe that's just how you need to go through life. How about Karens at the moment, guys? While I'm ranting about this, let's just fucking rant some more before we actually get into things. As you can see, one of our guys is going to be with us in about 10 to 15 minutes. So, hey, we got time to rant. Let me just dive into the fucking mess that is Melbourne right now. Let's dive into that, shall we? So, Melbourne. If you're in Melbourne, I don't know, I feel sorry for some of you, and then I don't know, there's a select few of you I have no sympathy for whatsoever, and I think that you're a fucking moron. Look, you can distinguish between the two, clearly, because there are certain few people in Melbourne. They're not just in Melbourne, but they're everywhere. But there's a certain few people in Melbourne right now that, well, look, they're another problem that I'd like to solve by punching it. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. I'm just Tom. So I'm going to just coin that for the rest of today. I think that's a hell of a way to solve problems. Perfane, the king is here to dab all our troubles away. If only, if only, if only I had that power. Yeah. Are our problems gone? We'll see. We'll see, guys. Yeah, yikes. In the United States, things are far, far worse than they are in Melbourne. But unfortunately here, guys, well, idiots are everywhere, and that includes here. So it takes a select couple to really fuck up all the good work that everybody else has been doing. Or the hard lockdown, social distancing, all of that. It takes just a couple of people to really fuck that up. Case in point, here in Brisbane this week. You want to know what happened? Well, 3 women travelled here from Melbourne. They flew into Sydney and then they flew here to Brisbane. They falsified their documents, and that's how they got here, guys. So, ace. And you want to know something? While they were in Melbourne, guess what they caught? You'll never guess. You'll never motherfucking guess. That's right, herpes. No. Well, I don't know, they might have, but no, they caught the virus, guys. And they brought that shit back with them. Of course they fucking did. So, and you know what? Well, they didn't just stay at home when they got here. Let's put it that way. No, I swear, there's a list. There's a list of everywhere that they've been, because they've since been picked up by the police and everything like that. They're not well because they've got the virus and all of that sort of business. But yeah, look, all of that shit's been investigated. I swear, they've been to half of every place that exists in Brisbane, it feels like. So think of every place that you could possibly go to in a capital city. And I swear, these women went to half of them. What a day. They had like the equivalent to Ferris Bueller's Day Off in terms of where they went in the couple of days that they spent after arriving in Brisbane. No, I'm not going to fucking tune them. What the hell? What the damn hell? No. Absolutely not. Have you seen a picture of them? No. But yeah, yikes. So, you know what's happening right now, guys? Well, South Brisbane is semi-locking back down right now. That's what's going down with that. And yeah, look, they're trying to get tabs on everybody that they've come into contact with. We'll wait and see. But I tell you what, I'm fucking nervous right now. I'm not even in South Brisbane. But I'm nervous because, all it takes is one person who is on a bus with this bitch. And all it takes is, one cough or something like that. That person is from like our town, or they're from my side of town, and they go into McDonald's, and yeah, it's just terrible. The implications that come from just 2 or 3 fucking morons flaunting the rules, doing the wrong thing. And it's not just that they caught it and they travelled. Like, these are complete idiots. While they were in Melbourne, 3 guesses how they caught it, guys. They hosted a party in their hotel accommodation in Melbourne. They hosted a party of, more than 30 people. How do I know this? Well, they copped a fine for it. Down there, the party got broken up by the police and everything, and yeah, they got fined, and everyone at the party got fined. Of course, like that place is turning into Well, it's turning into like what you would see in a locked down third world country. There's like checkpoints. There's a oh man. So they're in the city of Melbourne is moving into stage 4 lockdown overnight. The state of Victoria remains in stage 3, and the rest of us don't want any of that shit in Australia. In the US, look, you guys are doing far worse for the very same reasons, though. For the very same motherfucking reasons. Boy, boy. I don't know what else to say other than just be mad about it, guys. Like, what do you want me to do? Should I just repeat what you should already fucking know at this stage? Pretty simple. Stay out of everybody else's face. Like, screw this 1.5 meter bullshit. No. Just, if there is someone over there walking this way, you can walk over here and still travel in the same direction, but you're all the fuck away from them, do that. Like, it's not rocket science, right? Social distancing, okay? When you're queued up behind someone, okay, don't just stand like so that you're breathing down their neck, okay? Back the fuck up. Every place has like a sticker on the ground now to tell you where to stand when you are in line. It's real fucking simple. Just do it. The amount of times that I see people not doing it makes me mad. Really grinds my gears, okay? And, well, look, it should go without saying, fam. No, you can't have a party at the moment. At the moment, no. There will be no parties today or at the moment. Reason being, the people who are going to parties, they're the ones that aren't going to show symptoms. They're the ones that do travel around and everything like that and spread this shit. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Jake Paul, my guy. Like, you're a fucking moron, and you know it. Can I flex my arms? No. I don't know. What have you done to deserve me flexing? I've done nothing to deserve a flex. No, I'm not going to flex my arms. No, I'm not going to dance either. No, absolutely. Can't you tell? I'm fucking mad. I'm mad right now. I'm angry. And look, if you're in the US or if you're in Melbourne right now, wear a goddamn mask. I'm not wearing a mask right now. I don't know. I see guys that are wearing masks on stream. I do dig it. I'm not criticizing anyone that does it. I'm not wearing a mask right now. Reason being, I'm in my own house. There is literally nobody here right now for me to breathe on. So, no, I'm not going to wear a mask. But yeah, boy, if you're going out in public, just wear a goddamn mask. It's not that fucking hard. Guys. Like, yikes. So, we have ourselves a podcast to get into. To be honest with you, to be completely honest with you, I'm missing my streamers. We have one guy. He's definitely running late. Omni, you're running late, my guy. You're running stupidly late. So we'll let him jump in here. Also, we've had a couple of people that I know have been struck down. So let me take you through the casualties. EGN Srenna won't be with us today. She's been attacked by a Karen. Srenna. So, Srenna, girl, I hope that you are all right now. Because, God, don't we know, Karens are fucking mean. Karens are goddamn mean people. So, yeah, she's recovering from the Karen attack. Won't be seeing EGN Srenna today. Now, I also had promised Crit Happens Gaming would be joining us. Crit won't be with us. Has also been attacked by a Karen. Crit has also been attacked by a Karen, guys. Specifically, Crit's actually been attacked by Bunnings Karen. Now, have you seen that clip through the week? Bunnings Karen, she heard about Crit and she was like, well, look, I need to make sure this guy knows the Charter of International Human Rights and that he's violating them by being so fucking awesome. So, Bunnings Karen, she's got herself to Crit. Don't worry about him, guys. He is fine. He's got that shit. He'll take her out and he'll be back again on stream, and he'll be back again in the Raptor Pen. So don't even sweat that. Somebody who is actually MIA, and I don't know where they are right now. Usually, I don't know. I'm actually a little bit worried. Because, usually I would hear something from them if they, weren't good or something was up. But yeah, someone that's MIA right now is Kasha Baby. So, I don't know, maybe we should get a search party for Kasha Baby. We should definitely get a search party going for Kasha Baby. Last I heard from her, she was all good. I know she's not here right now. I can tell you that. She is not here. We're here vibing. Yes, absolutely. Where are the dragons? Well, I'm not entirely sure. Perceptive. Frankly, I feel like a bit of a dragon right now. And that's how that be. Fam. Yikes. So get yourself a Kasha Baby search party going on. I'm not too sure where she is. I'm sure she'll show up. Or rip. But guys, also joining us. How about Raptor Nation? Yes, indeed, Twerry. Yes, indeed. Thank you, my guy. Also joining us today, though, he'll pop in when he's around. From what I know, he's actually singing a song, guys. The dude's actually singing a song. Maybe we can go check that out while we wait for him. Go and watch. It could be fun. We could have some fun with this. We could absolutely have some fun with this. Now where is he?
Oh my.
Where is he? I'll get him up on the screen for you guys. Oh boy. Now. Window. Add a new source, yep. Just bear with me, guys. Trying to... can I? Yeah, I can do this. I can get him up. Or can I? No, I can't. Should be as simple as so I get the window. It's not here. No, that's not what I want. Rip. Never mind, guys. Ignore that gigantic empty square. Yes, get rid of that. Oh boy. Anyway, I'm going to keep an eye on Omni. Let me keep up on this chat. Okay, so, crit happens, Karen. That bitch got mocked because the Geneva Convention actually doesn't exactly apply in the case of COVID. Well, nothing that she said actually made any sense, Harlot. Nothing that, zero of what she said actually made any motherfucking sense. In fact, actually would encourage the use of masks. Yes, exactly. Bunnings Karen is a clown. Bunnings Karen, bless you. You are a fucking clown. Time to kill old Fido. Cameron Smith got sidelined with a shoulder injury. Oh, yikes. Yikes. Don't get me wrong, guys. I don't like Cameron Smith. I'm not a fan of him as a player. I actually think he's a pretty grubby dude. But I never like it when a dude gets hurt. I'm not okay with it. If you're it doesn't matter if you're a professional sportsman, actually. If you're anybody, it's not nice to get injured. But yeah, like when you are doing something that you rely on your body to do, and then all of a sudden a part of it gets broken, yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool. So, rip Cameron Smith. Who are they playing right now? Who are they playing? Yikes! I don't really mind how this game goes. The Panthers won last night by a lot. They absolutely thrashed Manly. So rip if you're a Manly supporter, but also you deserve it if you're a Manly supporter. Kebes there, thank you very much for the bits, girl. Really appreciate it. Damn, that looks good. Hello, Megalorazard. Also, thank you to you for the bits. Yes, hello there, Kebes there. How you living? Yes, hype in chat. Here we go. Okay, looks like our guy's about to join us. Here we go. This is like, okay. Let me get this. Oh, yep. Oh boy, I look sexy.
Let's turn mine on.
Yes, there you are. Okay, guys. We have ourselves a guest. He looks parched. I'm going to ask him a whole bunch of questions about singing. But hey, let's first get him on here. Let's get him on here. Hello, Mr. XOmnistrike. How are you today?
Doing all right. How are you? How's the what is it? What time is it for you there? 6 something?
It is 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday, my guy.
Oh, geez. It is 3 a.m. right now here.
Yes, in the United States of awesomeness. Now, let's see. Can I give you a shout out? Of course I can. I just go X. It's a thing that I always run into trouble with your name, Omni, is you have an X at the start of it. Why is that?
Because I had to, because somebody already had XOmnistrike before me, so I had to put an X in front of it just to be able to use the name. So I didn't want to change the name itself like XOmnistrike. I wanted to be XOmnistrike, so as a profile name.
You definitely are XOmnistrike. I've never even heard of the other dude, so rip. Anyway, guys, a lot of you should recognize this man, but just in case you don't, let me introduce you to XOmnistrike, or should I say xOmnistrike. Look, I can attest for this. Absolute fucking weapon in FPS. A lot of times we rage you're playing Apex, but I've seen your power in Call of Duty. I think I've caught you... No, I haven't caught you in Fortnite, but...
Monster Hunter?
Sorry?
Monster Hunter.
We see you play some Monster Hunter.
Rocksmith I played this morning.
Yeah, nice, my guy. So, let's let you tell us a bit more about you, because I mean I'm pretty good at things. I know a lot, but nobody knows you better than you. Tell us a bit about yourself, my guy.
All right, so I'm Omni, by the way, for short. Former electrician. Worked as a Sparky, worked in heating and air conditioning for a while until I got laid off. Started, my parents got cancer, so I had to take care of them. And up till now, I just started streaming. Been able to stream for a while, and I'm trying to do it full time. I'm just a variety streamer. I like playing all the games. I like singing on stream. I'll be on Twitch sings. I'll play guitar. It's all a learning experience to me, and I've been having fun since I ever started, and I'm not gonna ever stop.
Yeah, no, I'm totally about it, dude. Like, I think I've said to you like before, you put in a lot of hours on stream, and it shows. Like you've got an incredible community around you, really vast community. I think it's something that you do notice with people that stream either a lot or over different periods of time. You actually find that you have a really spread out audience, a really vast audience. Would you agree on that?
Oh yeah, I'm in a lot of different communities right now. Just trying to make a lot of connections, make a lot of friends. It's been a pleasure meeting a lot of people like yourself
Oh,
and from all over the world. Just that's what I want to do. What I wanted to do with Twitch is just like meet people, be able to play games with them and talk, just make
and just hang out.
maybe. Well, I did do a Twitch meetup recently,
Oh yeah.
and that was fun. That was pretty darn fun. We
Oh
had a little
man,
collaboration, and it went really well.
that sounds amazing. That's actually because I don't know. A lot of people don't realize I've only been on Twitch for a hot second. It feels like um, sometimes like I only started in December. I don't know. I was invited to a Twitch official meetup on the Gold Coast back in March. It clashed with some other plans I had, and at the time, I don't know, COVID existed, but lockdown hadn't quite happened yet. So I was like, oh
Hmm.
yeah, like people told me there are so many of these things, like you'll get to another one, don't worry about it. Yeah, and then of course lockdown happened. We haven't seen one since. Like all of the Twitch cons and everything have been cancelled and everything like that. So yeah, rip. I don't know. I'm still yet to get to an official meetup yet. They look like a lot of fun. They look like a lot of fun, guys. Those of you that are Twitch streamers in our community watching right now, um, look, I haven't been to one, so I don't know if I should recommend it. But if you get a chance, I will recommend it to you. Like, go and do it. Let's see. This world would be a better place with more people like you in it. I think that was directed at you, dude. So that's really nice. Boy, oh boy. Now, guys, as I said, Kasha Baby is MIA right now. I like, as in, I seriously don't know where she is. I have a suspicion that Bunnings Karen has tracked her down as well. Bunnings Karen went after Crit. So yeah, look, Crit's let me know he's got it all under wraps, so he'll be fine. Kasha Baby, haven't heard back from her. I'm going to assume that Bunnings Karen's onto her, and she's probably taking care of that situation. Maybe we'll see her a little later. But look, in the interim, the show must go on, and on it shall go. Welcome, 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 everybody, to Raptor Pen Podcast number 8. This is the 8th of these things. That's absolutely fucking crazy. Who makes 8 podcasts? Um, some fucking crazy person, but all the same, we have a lot of shit to get through, Omni. So let me walk you through it, my guy. Let me just, yeah, let's have a look at this. Now, I'll give you a little bit of background. A lot of folks who watch us and a lot of folks who keep track of us on YouTube, of course. Perhaps you recall in the last couple of weeks we've been talking about Bethesda. We've been talking about ES6, where that is development-wise. We've talked a lot about the relationship between Bethesda and Obsidian. Really, and really hot take on a studio, right? Now, you might remember Obsidian's name, guys. Most recently, they provided us a really real nugget of a game called The Outer Worlds. Absolutely terrific game. The only criticism that anyone had for it was a bit short. A lot of people would like a little more content for it. But this is a game that Obsidian developed in like independently with nothing behind them but themselves. So GG Obsidian, they developed that. Now you might also remember Obsidian's name from an earlier game called Fallout New Vegas. Omni, ever play Fallout New Vegas or Fallout?
I have played New Vegas.
Now, in my opinion, still to this day, the best Fallout game that you can play. Not that
I would agree.
yeah, I don't know. I did enjoy Fallout 4. Some people didn't. But yeah, the big thing, and what was really interesting about where the Fallout games went was this. Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas shortly after Fallout 3 came out for Bethesda, and then afterwards Bethesda just decided moving forward they were making all of their main IP, titles in-house. They do have some other developers and stuff like that, but the crux of it was this: Fallout and Elder Scrolls was all being made in-house within Bethesda. What that meant for Obsidian was they were out of a job. They weren't making any more games for Bethesda. So I just wanted to set that stage for us, guys, because what we saw this week was this. A trailer for a new game that is launching. It was part of Microsoft's official launch this week, and we'll go into that a little bit later. But what we got to see was, well, precious little in a trailer, but it is for what is predicted to be a very sexy game called Avowed. Now, Omni, did you check the trailer out, my guy?
I have not yet. I wanted to watch it as the podcast went on, so get a little bit of reaction from it.
Okay.
If that was all right.
Yeah, you do it. Let's. while he's doing that, let me walk everybody through what we're actually talking about. So, the crux of it is this: we're looking at a first-person RPG. Strictly first-person. There'll be no third-person view from what we know about this game. And there's so much that I want to unwrap about just what I know about it. But you didn't get to see much, guys. You just got to see, okay, it's definitely got a medieval, fantasy look, in contrast to, what they did with the Outer Worlds. It looks gorgeous. What precious little you get to see of gameplay in this trailer, it's just absolutely amazing. Oh, have I got a visitor? Kylo, come here, man. Yes. Oh, he's all wet. Can you see? Look at this dog. Look at this dog. All right. Do you want to come and say hello to everybody? No. Okay. He's all right. He's all right. Thank you, on-site mod. There's a wet dog walking around my house right now. Now, yeah, so Omni, have you finished the trailer? It's very, very short.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so...
It looks really good.
Yes.
Let's just hope it comes out solid for a game.
I mean, you have to say that a lot lately with when you see a new game coming out, don't you?
Yeah, okay. Let's say I bought Rocket Arena on Origin for $5.
Mm-hmm.
I would
That's
crash after like progress of 6 of 11 on a loading screen. Like, why? Why are new games coming out now crashing on new systems? Like my computer is not some potato or run by hamsters, right?
Yeah,
why is it happening? With
you're running on
new games coming out from AAA developers. And I mean, look at Fallout 76. Look what what happened with that. Oh my gosh.
Oh. You know what? And yeah, this is definitely the discussion to be had here, of course. I mean, we could go into the talk of character, and we will. But first, yeah, let's talk about where Bethesda games are at right now. Okay, and I'm glad that you bring up Fallout 76. Because you're right, that is definitely a problem with games at the moment. Bethesda aren't the only ones. Okay, there are a lot of big, just massive corporations with world dominance clearly in mind. Okay, that are they're selling us turds wrapped in tin foil, and we're paying the price of a AAA game for it. That's definitely what's happening a lot lately. Fallout 76 is definitely an example of that. I understand that there's been updates made to the game. Maybe it is more playable for people who are still playing it. I'm really happy for them. Here's my gripe with Fallout 76 and my gripe with Bethesda games at the moment is this. Fallout 76 was made on the very same engine as Oblivion. Now, Oblivion, a previous, like not even a late generation title. We're talking Oblivion, like
Ancient.
a very, very old game now. Very, very old game. So the Elder Scrolls game that preceded Skyrim, which was also made on the same engine. And even, I don't know, if you play Skyrim, like, especially in its earlier stages, but even now, playing the remaster, which was remastered on the same engine, of course, but it still was, it was definitely pushing the boundaries of the engine that it was made on. It's very, very glitchy. It's obviously a very ambitious map, and it has to load a lot. But yeah, the point is they were definitely pushing the creation engine, making a game like Skyrim, and then they pushed it even further with Fallout 4. Now, Fallout 4, isn't without its issues either. In fact, a lot of the content had to be sort of added. Like, what I know about Fallout 4 is this. Everything that you have, if you pick up the DLC and everything, that was actually intended to be part of the base game. But they just had no way of actually doing that. So, as a matter of fact, even though it looks like a greedy grab for, money with DLC release, what it actually was an issue of capability. They had to continue to work on their gaming engine and increase its capability in order to then release the DLC for the game as they went on after release. And that's sort of that never hurt them, because then they were able to make a shit ton of money with all of the DLC that they ended up releasing. Not even new stories, but just features to the game, like the workshops and concrete and shit like that. That's what you saw with Fallout 4. So coming back to my point. Then you get a game that is, well removed from Fallout 4. I don't know, I remember leading up to this E3 presentation. It was, a year ago now. The thing we know about Bethesda is this. They don't really hype a game before they're ready to announce it and release it shortly after. So, leading up to this E3, a lot of people were like, well, I don't know, some people were stupidly optimistic for an ES6 announcement. To be honest with you, I thought, and a lot of people like me who are a bit more in the know with where things go in the background with a developer like Bethesda, a lot of folks thought that we would see the announcement of Rage 2 and the other couple of games that, sort of were announced at that stage. I think Doom was one of the games that was announced at that stage. Now, awesome. They were fine, lower tier IPs. But, and we would have been happy to have just been teased on games like, Elder Scrolls 6. And we got a tease of ES6. We got a tease of Starfield. But yeah, what really we weren't expecting and what we didn't even ask for yet was another Fallout game, much less, a Fallout multiplayer game. So, imagine my shock. And as soon as they announced that game and when it was coming out, which was shortly after E3, as is how they roll their crew. You knew that you were going to just have a buggy mess with multiplayer, and sure enough, that's what we received. So good work, Todd. Good work, Todd. And that is exactly why we now have concerns when somebody announces a new game. because unless you knew what was going on in the background and you could see what was going to happen next, you wouldn't have known. Like, you would have been like, oh, cool, an awesome new Fallout game. I love Fallout and I love multiplayer. Like, let's go. And you would have paid what people paid for that game. And some people were burned with the pre-order copies. So, pre-order copies, I forget what it was. It was like a bit of merch that came with the game, right? And I think that they ran out of merch, or they didn't have enough merch to fulfill the pre-order. So people were receiving their game and not the not the thing that was supposed to come with it. I forget what it was. Anyway, it was a huge debacle. A lot of refunds had to issue. So it wasn't without controversy even before you put the game in and started playing it. And this isn't an issue of hardware either. This is not a issue of hardware at all. This it's just some gaming companies out there like Bethesda are making games on an old as fuck engine. So, look, let's stop bashing Bethesda for a second and move on to this particular. I do want to keep on contrasting this because it is very, very much a topic. Is the bot broken? No, he's not, because he's working. The hugs aren't coming through. That's not good. That's not good, Harlot. I don't know. If there's a mod around, let's get a look at the hug command in the bot, please. But yeah, anyway, this game, Avowed. So it comes from Obsidian. There's no loss of love between Obsidian and Bethesda. Some people have even gone as far as speculating that Avowed is a game that has been developed as a rival to Elder Scrolls.
It's also based on the world of Pillars of Eternity, so there's some lore there already set in stone for you to look forward to if you play Pillars of Eternity.
I've never played it. I'm aware of the IP though. And here's the deal. So, previously, there you go. The hyper mode, the hype command is working. So I don't know why the hug thing's not working. He still needs a hug though. Can someone give it ain't Minnow a man a hug? Like, literally go to his house and hug him. That needs to happen. Anyway. So it's not just that Obsidian are a small dev anymore, is what I wanted to say. Because the difference between this and their last game is now they are actually backed by Microsoft. Microsoft picked Obsidian up. And that's why this is actually an exclusive, Microsoft release coming out on the new Xbox and PC. So, what isn't included in there is Sony, and we'll get to that in a little bit, guys. So what you've got is a very, very good studio. A very good studio. With a lot of money behind them to make a good game. And let me take you through why I'm excited about that trailer, maybe. In contrast to just what we know so far about Obsidian games. So, actually, Omnia, I want to quiz you on something, dude.
Right.
What would you say is the key difference between Fallout New Vegas, so why you love Fallout New Vegas, compared to the next best Fallout game? What is the defining thing that makes it better? Or maybe there's a couple of things.
It's been so long since I played Fallout New Vegas, really. I can't tell you that I remember anything about it much because it was.
Just that you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. I spent hours on it. I love the aesthetic. Loved going to that Hoover Dam. Loved meeting the robot. It did seem kind of barren to me, like not much stuff in the world, but. again, that's what I would thought would be to expect from a Fallout game because it's post-apocalyptic
It's
it's,
desolate.
and
And yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
But I guess what it would set itself aside apart from other people is that the timing of its release, I think, and how it was how well it ran. Well, at least for me, compared to I don't know. Again, I haven't really played any other Fallout.
Hmm.
You'd probably be asking the wrong person for that question.
That's what I get for putting you on the spot. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me sum it up for you. So, key difference. If I were to equate, say, and I'm not even going to try and argue that Fallout 4 is the next best Fallout game, though in my opinion, perhaps it is. But let's just, point out the key differences between Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas. Characters and story.
Mm-hmm.
I love the characters and the character arcs in Fallout New Vegas. In Fallout 4, I honestly I do remember characters. Okay, it's not that they weren't memorable, but do you think that I could give a fuck about them? No, and a lot of it was very two-dimensional. I think the person or the character that you empathize with the most is a robot that wants to be a human being, and then they become like a romance option at some stage. That's probably that's probably the most nuanced character in the entirety of Fallout 4, and you care somewhat about them because they have this journey and everything like that. The next best is someone who's an addict, who they decide to get clean. That's their development. That's their plot growth.
Yeah.
By comparison, New Vegas just I know it was absolutely hectic. Absolutely, there was just so much depth to even just like the most basic NPC. Like I don't know, you could spend hours going through the background to certain people and the side quests and everything like that. Harlot, you like Strong. Strong was great. Yeah, look, but yeah, I'm just using examples in terms of like a storytelling, from a storytelling perspective. Like, what you had, I don't know, I don't want to give any spoilers to the plot of Fallout 4 because that would be totally uncool. But yeah, you had like, I don't know, a different sort of plot and a twist in there and everything like that where you're like, oh yeah, okay. Kind of, was thinking this would be the case the whole time leading up to this, but all right. And then, I don't know, it was an interesting sort of premise. There was potential there, but they never really fleshed it out. Everything just kind of grinded to okay, and now you're just going to fight a lot of shit. And then the story's over once, you explode something, as is often the case.
It's interesting what you say about the comparison between characters and development between New Vegas and 4. That's the way I feel about Oblivion and Skyrim. Like, I feel like I liked the characters in Oblivion a lot better than Skyrim. Like, I feel I'll be the bad guy here, and I'll say Skyrim was just Fallout New Vegas reskinned. That's a little bit. Like, you got your two factions, you got your Stormcloaks and your Imperials. What did you have in New Vegas? You had your two factions to choose from for like the non-main storyline. It's like one to the right side of the map, the other to the left. And that's just how it was. It looked like it was just, I'll be that guy, just to say Skyrim was just New Vegas reskin.
Oh, you know what? I don't think anyone can argue with you on that. Like, okay, look at Bethesda's development of games, up to that point. Yes, it's
you did say that they were both all built in the same house. So yeah.
Well, so it's funny that you do point that out actually, because obviously Fallout New Vegas were made by Obsidian for Bethesda. Bethesda published it. and then Bethesda fired Obsidian, and then went on to make Skyrim. So yeah, I agree. There's certainly a lot a lot of things that are borrowed between those games. Here's the thing, though. What I was gonna say too is this. So Bethesda, up to that point, aside from their side projects like Wolfenstein and Doom and whatnot, it's not fair of me to say that Doom's a side project, but in terms of how they develop games, like as they are, they certainly treat it that way. In spite of the fact that, I don't know, you might even say that the new Doom reboot is the best game that they've had on this generation. Well, like, look at everything else they've brought out on this gen. They remastered their best game from the previous gen, and that's about it. So that's the criticism that I bring forward. Whether you agree the Doom reboot was a good game or not, like, it's hard to argue that was the best thing that they had. But so up to that point, they were making Fallout and Elder Scrolls. Fallout, Elder Scrolls. So the funny thing is this, what you found in Fallout 76 is that some flying mutant monster was actually just a re-rendered dragon from Skyrim. Yeah, exactly. So they the games are built in the same engine. They just use the same shit and dress it a little bit differently sometimes. It wouldn't surprise me if you were walking around in Fallout 4 and you had, I don't know, a super mutant come up to you and be like, "I used to be an adventurer like you, and then I took an arrow to the knee." That's just the degree to which some of this shit gets reused. So. Yeah, I don't think anyone can disagree with the argument you make there, Omni. I mean, they're all very valid points. What you have with Skyrim, perhaps it is just like a medieval Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, at least you got mods, and yeah.
Well,
it feels as barren as New Vegas was to me. That's just my impression. But then again, I had the cracked version of Fallout New Vegas. There might have been things missing. I don't know.
Todd, ignore that. He didn't mean it. Todd's watching, guys. But here's the deal. With Skyrim, the funny thing was this. Okay, if you look at I'm talking about the vanilla game of Skyrim right now. A fair criticism that you can make is, aside from a couple of characters, there weren't really too many people that you did actually give a fuck about.
Right.
Okay, and it is actually a meme that you do just ignore NPCs, right? People in the middle of a town trying to talk to you about God knows what, and you just walk on right by. Because you don't care. There's no nuance to it, and that is.
You should have seen my playthrough. I've already killed off Lydia. My companions, Lydia and Uthgard, have died by my hand mistakenly, and I'm like, whatever, I'll find another one.
Absolutely. And that's sort of the thing. Unless you apply your imagination, and there are people out there that can do that, they almost role play within the role playing game. They're like, okay, well, look, Lydia, it's you and me and everything like that. And now, some people can have. I've seen streamers play this game and they have a full blown discussion with Lydia that she's just not having with them because she doesn't have the dialogue tree. It's, "I am your sword and shield. Is there anything that I can do for you?" And a few other things. But people, it's the player that creates the content, and that's in that sense they fill the blank in, and that's why mods, you could argue, very much took Skyrim to a whole nother level in terms of popularity, because what then happened was people who are, pretty savvy when it comes to, coding and game development and everything like that. A whole community of modders, they jumped on this game and they modded away. And not even just aesthetically, there are some mods out there that are just, they could be an actual Elder Scrolls game themselves, like an Elder Scrolls mini game. Like, that is how good they are. And oh boy, it's absolutely phenomenal what comes out of Skyrim mods, or what has come out of Skyrim mods. You know, added new features to the game. Like, I've seen one, and unfortunately, not all of these came through in the Sony release, because Sony doesn't allow third-party property to appear in games. But let's not go into that. What you see in PC mods? Yes, Enderal. Yes, absolutely, Harlot. Enderal's a prime example of what I'm talking about. But yeah, just one, a very simple one. Hiking of Skyrim is a mod. Okay, what does it do? Well, it allows you to marry Elisif and become the High King of Skyrim. And it then adds features. It's like, okay, well, now that you're the High King of Skyrim, you know, you've got these dialogue things that you know, these powers and whatnot that you have. So when you talk to someone, it's not just, you know, if someone tries to rob you, it's not just a case of, you know, oh, please don't kill me, or, you know, you won't take me alive. It's, I'm the High King of Skyrim, and you can condemn somebody to the fighting pits. And there's actual fighting pits. You can you know, nominate somebody as your personal bodyguard. You know, I've seen people play through this mod. It's super old, Harlot, but it's just a prime example of how the game can be actually, or has been improved beyond, you know, how it was made, and how it's really, really relied very heavily on, well, its community to make it as good as it is, and hoist it up, so to speak. So, like, I could go on all day about how fun that mod is. But yeah, you could do that. Yeah, absolutely. You can kill Elisif and Ulfric and then pay the gold to become the king and queen. But yeah, I know. Obviously, the easiest way is to just marry Elisif. I mean, that's cheaper. But yeah, all the same. And this is the point that I want to make here. Otherwise, the game does lack a lot in terms of, well, actual nuance to the characters, right? Who here, like, Omni, like, you've played Skyrim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who did you side with in the Civil War?
Stormcloaks.
The Stormcloaks. Did you actually like Ulfric?
Not really. Like, I was just saying, hey, we're having a revolution here. I like being a rebel, so yeah, sure, why not? Let's say the imperialists are just like, but basically they're just two opposing factions trying to rule over some peasants. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. And you can actually play through a save in Skyrim and never join either of them, and
Right.
it has little impact. Like, you can play the main quest line through, and well, the game actually just rejigs itself to then make you bring them all to a table and like hash it out and settle their differences. So that's how I don't know. They obviously had some ambition with the Civil War, but then they had to scale that back. You know, when their engine couldn't keep up with, you know, what they'd envisioned. But yeah, no, it was, reason why I ask is this. It was the same. I've done saves on both, but I generally side with the Imperials. Because I hate Ulfric, actually. It's a meme. Me hating Ulfric is a meme. But I actually don't it's not that I dislike General Tullius. I just don't give a fuck about him. There's nothing really memorable. There's no depth to General Tullius. Like, you can see where they're going with the character. You know, oh yeah, I'm a guy, I've been assigned here by the Emperor and the Empire. You know, I'd like to get this war over and done with so that I can leave. And, you know, there was potential with that. You go on through, you serve him as his soldier and everything like that. You kill Ulfric, and everything. The war's over, except it isn't. You know, there's no payoff with the character. It's just, well, we've still got a lot of work to do. Thanks for everything you've done. I've got nothing more for you. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll kill the odd opposing camp on the map somewhere. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, exactly. Like you can find them, and oh, yeah, I don't know. Like there was more nuance to the side bitch. Like, you know what was her name? Leggett Ricker. Yeah, Leggett Ricker had more nuance to her because she's like a Nord, so she's native to Skyrim. She's fighting against the people who are for Skyrim for the Nords. And yeah, like there were some interesting points with her. Like even when Ulfric dies, she says like a traditional thing, like blessing him off to Sovngarde, and then Tullius briefly hears it. He's like, "What was that?" And then she's like, "Oh, nothing." And I don't know. I found that very interesting, and that's as interesting as a character on that side goes. Um, like on the Stormcloak side, yeah, like you again you kind of fill in the blanks for Ulfric because he's all just I don't know. Ulfric's actually pretty boring. I found. Again, his side dude is more interesting, but even then, I don't know. The side dude was very generic. In the on
Yeah.
the I kind of what's his name, something Wolf Bear or something. And I don't know, he's like, Ulfric owes me a drink when we get back because I was right about the crown thing, and that's as interesting as he gets. Like, and that's what I mean. So, um, in an Obsidian game, okay, and actually no, while we're just talking about things in Skyrim, okay, combat. So if you go into first person, we want to compare this fairly. So in Skyrim, you hold a sword, and then let's just say you have a fire spell. If you start the spell or you fire the spell up, fire just appears in your hand or whatever. There's no like I'm not bagging that out. Or okay, that's fine. It's great. I'm not saying that Bethesda need to change that. Okay. Here's why I mention that though. In that trailer for Avowed that we've seen from Obsidian, you've got a first person shot, and you've got a guy holding a sword, and then what does he do? He actually has to cast the spell in order to arm it in this hand. You see that? Similar to what you see in like Doctor Strange or whatever, where they cast the spell, like
But
they
do you think they're actually gonna
use the
put that in the
incantation.
game? Because that's just a trailer.
It is
They
just a
might.
trailer, but this is what I'm getting at. It's this attention to detail. It's this nuance. It's a very little thing, but it is a distinguishing factor in character development, in storyline, and just in gameplay that comes across in an Obsidian game that you just don't see in a straight up
Mhm.
Bethesda game. And that's the point that I'm making here. We don't know that it's going to appear. You're right. This is just a trailer, but I'm willing to bet that it probably does. I'm willing to bet that that's what you see. Is
And you
that
want it too, right? You want that detail, definitely.
absolutely? Well,
Casting time might be pertinent in a combat situation, though.
the point I make is this: that definitely sets it apart from the competition, right? Like I said, there's nothing
Mhm.
wrong with how stuff happens already in an Elder Scrolls game. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying this is different and it is more detail orientated. Like how does magic work? How does spells work? There are certain rules within like a universe, right? If you're gonna have magic, it is cool for it to be like just wizard, and that's great. But there have to be rules to it. Like if you just have fire in your hand, then great. It is interesting to see. Okay, well we have spells. Um, so if you're going to use the spell, you have to cast this spell, and that's how that works. You know what I mean? Um,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So that's what's got me interested about this because you can expect to see that not only with just something as simple as that, but also, yeah, as I said, with characters. I would expect to see these really in-depth, nuanced characters who, sort of, as the story goes on and progresses, they progress in a certain way and with a certain arc. Another thing is like weapons, right? I can't criticize Skyrim or any Bethesda game for weapons because there's some really interesting ones out there. But something that Obsidian do very well also is weapons in a sci-fi setting that you do vie for. Like, and they have, like, it's not just that they're interesting. Like, okay, so take, for instance, in Fallout 4, right? And I think actually in Fallout 3 and probably in Fallout New Vegas, I don't know, it's just an ongoing meme. But you have the alien blaster, right? So it's a little pistol. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know, you've got to be wandering off in God knows where and you come across a crash alien ship. And then in that, you find the alien blaster. And that's about all the story that comes with that gun. In Outer Worlds, there are weapons in that game that, it's not just that you have to go on a quest to, get the weapon. The weapon itself is a legend. Like, and you're talking about like a space RPG. It was super fun to sort of see that in Outer Worlds, right? Something that, I don't know, you do see a little bit of in Skyrim, right? So I don't know, but again, you don't get that little bit more out of it. So you have like Dawnbreaker, for instance. It's like Meridia's sword. It's a token to her. You cleanse her temple, and she's like, okay, there you go, you're my champion. You can have this sword, and that's about all there is to it. There's no, there's so much potential. Chillrend. Okay, Chillrend, literally the best sword in the game in terms of base damage and everything like that. Okay. You know how you come across Chillrend? You find him in Mercer Frey's basement. Like, I don't know, you've got to be screwing around in Mercer Frey's house and you just find it in a random spot. And that's literally, there's no legend to the best sword in the game. It's an amazing sword. Don't get me wrong. The most you get, the closest you get is actually in the DLC Dawnguard with Oriel's bow. Getting Oriel's bow is like a huge deal, and there's a lot of ceremony when you actually get the bow and everything like that. But even then, like, there's nothing that ties it up in terms of everybody else within the universe. You know what I mean? Like, you don't then have somebody like an NPC recognize the bow when you're walking around with it, going, "Oh, hey, is that what I think it is?" Like, yeah, there's. Exactly, and within the lore, like the stories and stuff like that, you don't see any sort of reference to the bow at all. It's just it's built. I get that it came in with the DLC and everything like that, but yeah, this is what I'm saying. That's the difference. Is there's so much nuance and so much depth to an Obsidian game that the weapons have stories. The weapons, they demand your attention. That's how far they go in terms of attention to detail. And that's exactly why I am hyped for Avowed. Just the fact that it exists. What do you think? Like, okay, so Omni, let's just say it's tomorrow that Avowed comes out. Are you picking this game up and playing it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, Pillars of Eternity had a lot of lore in it, and there's a lot of detail. And since I know that this game is built upon the lore of Pillars of Eternity in that universe, it's gonna have that story. It's gonna have already pre-written lore for it. So, yeah, I'm a type of a story person myself, so I would definitely get it on day one if I had the cash.
Well, I mean, we ask these questions, and it's like, well, how much are they going to actually request the game for? That's an important segue into the next topic, and something that I want to point out is this. Of course, Microsoft through the week had their official launch, I guess, for the new Xbox and the games that you can expect from it. Last week in the podcast, we were talking about the trailer for Halo Infinite. We've since seen some gameplay demos and things like that. We can talk about that in a little bit if you like, Omni. But yeah, what was also confirmed is this. So all of the games, Avowed was one of them. All of the games coming exclusively to Xbox and Microsoft, they will all be on the Xbox Game Pass. So if you're a person that is an Xbox gamer and you are subscribed to Game Pass, look, the game we were just talking about, Avowed, you're going to be able to play that. It's going to be on there. Halo Infinite is going to be on there. And this is what I really wanted to segue into, Omni. We've been talking over the past few editions of this podcast about the next generation of consoles and just how much we're seeing hype-wise from Sony about the PS5. And really up until this point, we haven't really heard much from Microsoft. And now, all of this sort of stuff has come out and it's trickled out, and we're able to look at the two a little more closely and evaluate. Where would you say we're at between the two?
Well, feature-wise, exclusives. Wow, it's a tough choice. Like to choose between the two. Where we're at, as far as I don't know. Just I'm a PC player through and through. But if I were to choose, I would have chose just Xbox. Just even though I'd be missing out on those oh so great PlayStation exclusives, but that Xbox Live deal you're talking about, that sounds really good. If they're not doing that on PlayStation, they're gonna be falling behind. Definitely. Like if they're giving out new games and you're just paying like a cheap monthly fee, wow. Or something like that.
Well, here's how. That was a great move. It definitely restored a lot in terms of faith in the Xbox this generation. Because that was a disaster launch that they had. Sony definitely won this gen, guys. I don't think anyone can argue that. They didn't kill anybody this time. Like we didn't get a case of what we saw like back in the day with the Sega. Slaughter that happened that gen. We didn't see anyone die out or anything like that. But Sony definitely won this gen. A saving grace for Microsoft was this Game Pass concept and being able to then also leverage on the fact that, it's Microsoft and there's also PC gaming. And, PC gaming's not going away. It's there. I mean, in terms, as far as that goes, Microsoft are always going to be around. But the Xbox, it's a really interesting thing. So here's the comparison between the two subscription services as they exist between your two consoles. And I'm not I don't know. We should go into Nintendo because Nintendo, they're still around very much, right? But okay, so Sony, yeah, exactly. Sony have PlayStation Plus. So you pay, I don't know, you pay like a monthly amount, you can pay like yearly and it's cheaper, that sort of deal. Works very similar to like Xbox Live and the likes. But I don't know, that then allows you to play online multiplayer outside of, the cross-platformers like Fortnite and things like that. So if you're playing like an awesome fucking game, you can actually play it with your friends if you've got PS Plus. On top of that, sorry?
They do give away titles too on the.
Yes, and that's exactly what I was about to cross to.
Is being given out on release. So,
what's on release?
Fall Guy is going to be given away when it releases, but it's just Fall Guy. It seems like a little small indie game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what they do month to month, they release some really good games. So month to month, they have free games of the month. So literally, if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you can go in and you can download those games. You don't even have to download them. As long as you add them to your library before the month is over and it rolls over, then they're there for you for as long as you stay subscribed. So this year's actually been amazing. We've had some really good games. What do we have? The Sims 4 came out as a free game. We had Call of Duty World War II. We had the Bioshock collection. We had a Tomb Raider game. We had NBA 2K20. We had, what else did we have? We've had a few. We've had a few come out. There was a rally game. There was a Sonic game. Anyway, so that's how it exists there. That's how you get free games through PS Plus. Yeah, Microsoft, I don't know, this is really smart, and I agree with you. I think it's certainly something that Sony should look at bringing in next gen. I hope that they're at least sitting there considering it, considering how many awesome exclusives they have. But yeah, what Microsoft do, it's almost like a Netflix kind of deal, right? So Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass, you pay the subscription like you do with your Netflix account, and then like with your Netflix account, you go in and just watch every movie that's on Netflix or every TV show, all of the new content that gets added. Well, everything that's a Microsoft game is then on the Game Pass. Yeah, so Halo, Forza, all of that sort of stuff, it's there for you. Something that I'm very, very envious of because, it's no secret that I avoided Xbox this gen, guys. I was burned by the 360 and its red ring of death. Okay, as I said, on the back of that, the Xbox One disaster launch, shit hardware. It had to be connected to the internet at all times. That was the lie that they were trying to sell us. Yeah, no, I stayed well even after they updated the hardware. Stayed well away from that console. Yeah, so. Boy, oh boy, it's one thing that I certainly have been jealous of. It's being able to access those games and being able to access them through a subscription like that. Because, I vibe that. I really vibe that. I think that's terrific value for money, the way that you do things as a consumer these days. And you know what? It's clearly a good business model because, look at Netflix.
I mean, guess what you can do now? Like, if you have an Xbox, you have Xbox Live Ultimate or Gold. Some of these games can be downloaded for your PC if you have a PC as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's something Sony can't say they can do.
Yeah.
So that's one thing they have. One more thing they have over them.
Exactly, is that cross platform that just exists because it's Microsoft, and they're like, well, okay, we're not just going to take money out of your pocket for having an Xbox. Okay, if you have an Xbox and you have a PC, if you pick this up, through Xbox, then you know what, you're going to be able to play it on your PC, which then incentivizes it further for you if you are a PC gamer but you're into Xbox games, right? Or you also pick up an Xbox. Yeah, and so that takes us through, well, I don't know, if I were to just exclusively evaluate how we've looked at things through this podcast, it's very biased because, look, it's no secret, guys, I'm obviously the Sony guy here, right? I'm the PlayStation gamer. Sony love me, I love Sony, like, big hugs for Sony. Yep, here we go, yep, hey guys, oh, that's tender, okay, thank you. All right, yep, so Sony happy, good. So it gets very biased. I think it is fair for me to point that out for everybody. Of course, it's going to definitely be biased towards Sony and the PlayStation because I'm a really loud dude, and that's just how it goes. But it's not just been me that has said these things about what we've seen from Microsoft so far. So last week, as I mentioned, we got to have a look at the Halo Infinite trailer. Omni, have you seen that trailer at all?
I have not,
or the gameplay?
actually.
No, okay. Well, I'll take you through it. if you're familiar with Halo, I've watched the gameplay trailer and everything like that that's come out through the week too, guys. And here's my thoughts on it. It looks like I'm watching a replay of somebody playing Halo Reach. Yeah, and hey, I love Halo Reach. I'm not here to shit on that game, but that's just what it looks like graphic wise. Um, it's not impressive. It's not what I would expect from a game like, and also just like a big title game like your marquee IP that you know you're trying to show off to sell your next generation of console and your new hardware and everything like that. It doesn't. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to be blown away or anything, but I was expecting it to look good. I was expecting a trailer at least. And here was the thing, like I think you guys caught us last week. Galderos ripped that trailer to shreds. So, and he was right to do so. That it just did not look good at all. And that was a theatrical trailer. We got to see the gameplay, and the gameplay wasn't much better, guys. Let's be real about that. Yeah, yikes. So here's my deal. In terms of the specs, if you look at the actual specs of the new Xbox and the specs of the PlayStation 5, they're actually identical hardware wise. In fact, maybe the Xbox has a little, like a tiny little more in terms of graphical capability. But with the looks that we're getting at games on, just with the launch announcements and everything like that, well, we got this beautiful launch with the PlayStation 5. I can't even remember. It wasn't even like a big name game like that we've heard of before, but we got to see photorealistic, gameplay graphics, and it was an actual gameplay trailer too. And yeah, what we saw was absolutely gorgeous. And that's why everybody hyped the PS5 release, because we got to look at this, got to look at the new Horizon game that they've been working on and everything like that. Bunch of other titles that are coming exclusively with the PS5, and they all are just absolutely fucking beautiful. You look at these games and you're like, yes, this is the next generation of consoles. And then you look at the stuff that's come from Microsoft through the week, and as I said, what we had with the Halo Infinite trailer, and the gameplay and everything like that, and you just don't see that. I'm not saying that these are going to be shit games. I actually think there's going to be some terrific games come to the Xbox, but yeah, in terms of graphical quality, I'm just not seeing something that distances it from the current gen, is what I'm getting at.
Possibly Fable. Fable's getting redone.
Well, Fable's on there, but yeah, we didn't really, aside from just seeing that it's Fable, we didn't get to see anything for it.
Yeah.
That's frustrating, but I'm excited
And
to see.
I feel like Halo's been beaten to death, and Destiny was probably its successor.
Oh,
I mean, basically, to me,
you reckon?
that's what it felt like. That's what I felt Destiny was. Just like and it plays the same base. Like whenever I play Destiny, it just feels like a Halo to me.
Well, is it Bungie that do Destiny?
I think, or it was.
Yeah,
at the start.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. What I've seen of Destiny's gameplay definitely looks like it plays like a Halo game. So, it wouldn't surprise me. Definitely feels that way. But yeah, I don't know. Halo is really big. I can't see it. I guess it happens, doesn't it? Do you remember Medal of Honor? Medal of
Yes.
Honor seemed like indisputable, and then all of a sudden Call of Duty was a thing. So yeah, maybe Halo goes that way. I don't know. Halo's an institution.
I do feel Halo's just gonna die out or something, and Destiny's still gonna be popular with Beyond coming out. When is Beyond coming out for Destiny 2? I forget what it is.
Good question.
So,
I'm not following it. I've kind of muted Destiny, because really everything that's come at me in terms of that scene has all been the Me Too stuff. So I don't want to hear about Destiny at the moment because that's all that I keep hearing about it, is
wow.
the esporters and whatnot. Yeah, well, I mean. That's something that perhaps you can take into account coming into the next gen too, is the esports scene, right? So yeah, I mean, what games do you see emerging in next gen? You know, and that includes across PC gamers and things like that. You know, what do you see emerging? What do you think will maintain the mantle as far as esports go? Moving forward. Because
Hmm.
don't forget, Halo wasn't just a foundation for first person shooter games as such. Halo is very much, well, I don't want to say a foundation for esports, but some of the biggest streamers and the biggest esporters actually started as athletes in Halo. So, um, yeah, there's, you know, it obviously has its own scene there. What do you think? Destiny Esports is obviously Destiny's Esports, but
Well,
CSGO is still bigger than ever.
yeah. Um, it's hard to say. Like, you got Overwatch that's kind of dying. I don't know. There's supposed to be an Overwatch too, but what? As for, I can't even tell you what over if is going to be on those consoles. So,
Well, it's fair to say that Valorant has taken a lot from Overwatch's fire, hasn't it?
sort of. A couple of my friends of mine are like, "Yay, Valorant, best thing ever," because it's Counter Strike and Overwatch put together, and I'm like over here like, huh. Like I kind of like Counter Strike better than this still, and I don't even like Counter Strike. And like, and then you got Rogue Company coming out. You heard of Rogue Company?
Oh boy, Rogue Company. Rogue Company.
That's supposed to be Valorant or be the next another CS type shooter. You can't beat the king. You can't beat the one that's already got the numbers behind it and still hard
Mm-hmm.
following, a die hard following like Counter Strike. And that's
Yeah.
gonna translate to all the other games. Like you say, Halo. The reason why Halo's not died out because Die Hard's following. People still want that Halo 2 to be released again. That the magic that Halo 2 came with.
Sorry, I'm just reading chat. Hello, short sleeve, by the way. Insightful says, I will not play the next Elder Scrolls game unless Coop is an NPC. Well, I don't know if that's happening. Todd, like you hear the people, like give them what they want. But yeah, it's Road Company, Omni. Look, we were saying this last week. Okay, I don't know. Road Company have some wicked marketing going on right now.
Hmm.
The amount of times I've had like a beta offer and then and been like, well, okay, I'll play your beta and then stream the game for you. But here's the thing: they expect to be paid for the beta. Um, and yeah, look, I want to just repeat this for anybody that didn't catch it last week. I will not pay for a beta or an early access game. I will not, okay? If you want me to try your game out, I'm really good with giving feedback and everything like that. If it is good, then I'll hype it. I'm a great hype guy. Tell you what, I'm not fucking paying for it. So just don't even at
Mhm.
me if if you want me to check out your beta. Like I'm not, just don't. And
Yeah.
that's what irked me when all of a sudden Road Company just started getting thrown at me through the week. It feels, I don't know, it's definitely been out there for longer, but it feels like it's just popped up, like they've really ramped things up this week. So for me, it definitely appeared this week, right? Um, just Road Company this, Road Company that, and it's all early access. It's all play the beta. But yeah, they want pretty much the price of an actual game for early access.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
is that just
I
me?
ain't shelling out either. Like, I don't, unless I'm just gonna wait. It says it's supposed to be free. If something says it's gonna be free on release, I am not paying for early access for a founders pack for a couple of skins. I can wait. I can
Yeah,
wait.
that's some bullshit. Yeah. And well, we were talking about this last week too. Reason why I have that view on things is Fortnite. Right now, like, and anyone watching this now that didn't watch the previous podcast, let me just reiterate this for you. So Fortnite, the actual base game of Fortnite, which is now called Fortnite Save the World, is still in early access.
Yes, that is garbage.
Now,
Like, it needs to be released.
yeah, think about this. When they first started deving the game, okay, they caught on to the hype of H1Z1 and PUBG, and they released a free to play battle royale mode attached to the game, and yeah, obviously had the cosmetic items, and then Epic became who they are off the back of that success. Now, so Epic today are who Epic are today. They've got the money. They just paid a dude like millions of dollars for being the world champion at playing Fortnite Battle Royale. Okay? And, congratulations again, Booger. Like, you're a hell of a player. Well done. Not here to, like, eat your lunch, bro. But, look, Epic, finish your fucking game. Release it. Give it a full release. Reward the people. Like, I'm not even in the early access. I won't do it. I just won't do it. But there are so many people who are that have just been giving you that payoff. They've been marketing it for you. They actually create content for this game. And I swear it's been in early access for 5 years. It's got to be. It's got to be. Oh boy. Yes, Paragon, Omni, yes, 100%, dude. Dude, talk about Paragon.
The game looked beautiful. And then they started like changing the card system. I love the aesthetics. I love the heroes in that game. The gameplay was solid. Like for like to compare it against Smite, I mean, it was pretty much the same ish. But still, like they couldn't decide on how they wanted you to progress in that game, and then Fortnite just starts blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, we're gonna stop doing making this game, and we're just gonna give all the assets for free to anybody who wants to build the game off of it. And there are like several games that have Paragon assets that are called something else, and they don't play the same. They should have just made a Paragon. Somebody out there should have just made a Paragon clone and just called it Paragon again, or like Paragon Reborn or something like that. It's not happening, and they're it's a shame. It's a real shame for Paragon to be gone.
Absolutely, Short Sleeve is in agreement with you. Was a huge fan of Paragon. Boy, oh boy. Also, Short Sleeve, thank you very much for the bitty bit, my guy. Oh wow. Skin Farm. I don't know. Like, that's really nice. Thank you, Skin Farm. I don't even know how to evaluate that. Skyrim isn't a competitive game, guys. Beth, hello, girl. How are you living? Can I get a shout out for Beth in chat, please? But yeah, so, oh man, I haven't seen Beth in, I don't know. It's probably actually only been a few days, but on Twitch, a few days feels like, I don't know, a few months, really. You ever get that feeling? But okay, so we promised that we would talk about Nintendo. Now, Omni, do you have a Switch?
It's on my wish list on Amazon.
No, so here's okay. Me neither. Here is why. You can't get a Switch right now. They are all sold out. Then, oh my god! And there are some conspiracy theorists out there that will tell you that Nintendo engineered this the outbreak, the COVID virus, so that they could release Animal Crossing and just sell all of their Switch consoles. I tell you what, I don't think that is what happened at all, but the byproduct is certainly there. They released Animal Crossing and they sold all of their Switch consoles.
Oh, and the news with the stick drift on the Joy-Cons, that's a big deal. Like, how are we going to get replacements for that if COVID's still around,
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's a big thing. That's one of the big things about the Switch as well. It's the stick drift on the Joy-Cons.
100%. Well, the controllers have always been notoriously terrible, haven't they? Like, I don't know, barring the Wii, I don't know, the Wii has a special place in my heart. That thing was just a saving grace for Nintendo. Like, I still have a Wii, and I will still play Mario Kart on that Wii. But, okay, let's be fair. Nintendo controllers have just always not been great.
I like the GameCube one, and I like the N64 one was garbage because it wore out. But now you can go on Amazon, get a replacement to have like a GameCube-like joystick on it for a replacement, so you can play your own old N64 games again.
Oh, there you go.
Hint, hint.
In chat, Beth, both of her Joy-Cons drift. And
Ouch.
yeah. Oh, and we'll always endearingly make fun of the N64 controller because it just never made sense. I will argue that you have a whole generation of gamers who are actually terrific on the sticks because they play, they grew up on a Nintendo 64. And I tell you what, you have to be have to be good on the joystick on an N64 controller to have ever been able to play it to the point where a game functions. Also, K-Best Air, don't think that I missed you, girl. I saw you cheer. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the bits. Love you, girl. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it was like that. Like, you didn't realize when you were a kid because, I don't know, it was one of the first controllers that you picked up. But I'll tell you what, you go from playing your PC or playing your PlayStation controller or playing your Xbox controller, and you go back and you play a Nintendo 64 on a Nintendo 64 controller, and you tell me it's not a struggle, okay?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's just a crazy
Gemini. Anybody play Jet Force Gemini on N64? Tell me that it's not hard to aim in that game now. Coming from new PlayStation controllers and Xbox controllers. Oh my gosh.
I never played Jet Force Gemini, but I tell you what, try and just play like an old favorite like GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. Now, like, you compare that to playing COD or Fortnite or Apex or whatever your FPS of choice is. It's a nightmare. You get mad at the game. You get mad playing COD because of fucking hackers, right? You get mad at trying to maneuver your controller in the game in GoldenEye and N64. Like I said, you coped with it because it's all that you knew at the time. But yeah, you go back and visit it retrospectively, and yeah, it's a huge yikes. It's a huge yikes. But yeah, okay. So why I bring up Nintendo is this: the hardware. Nintendo's hardware in consoles, it hasn't really kept up.
They never have.
Yeah, to the point where, pretty much, a lot of games come out later on a Nintendo console because a dev has to re-engineer their game so that it'll work on hardware. Is more or less the thing.
When they said Skyrim was on Switch, I was like, how?
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing. You had to pretty much wait for like a remaster of the game. A whole generation later to play Skyrim on a Nintendo. Like, yeah. That's hardly the only example. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. They got that on the Wii, actually. That's how old that game is. They got Call of Duty Modern Warfare on the Wii. I picked it up. And here's the thing, it was actually super fucking expensive, actually. I picked it up. Reason why? Because from playing Legend of Zelda on the Wii, what was it at the time? Skyward Sword or something like that? I can't remember. Don't quote me on that title. I can't remember the title. But anyway, from playing that, I had like the gun, like the trigger gun thing that you put the remote in and then you had like a gun. Anyway, so playing Legend of Zelda, you were controlling Link's crossbow and that was fun. So then using that for for Call of Duty, like you can see why, and it was actually very fun. But something that I noticed, even with the game being, redevved for the Wii's hardware, visually it was poorer in quality to playing it on my PlayStation. Sorry, that's just my on-site mod seeing if I need another beer. So, Nintendo. Reason why nobody's bothered by that is this. Nintendo, and I'm going to say this, guys, Nintendo have the best exclusive first-party titles of any of the consoles. Pokemon, Mario, like...
Zelda.
Yeah, Zelda, exactly. And then you've got the supporting cast, Metroid, Star Fox, like, oh boy, the collabs like Super Smash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why you pick up those consoles. Like, well, actually, that's not only why, but that's one of the big reasons why. Because you want to play the next Mario game, you want to play the next Zelda game, you want to play Pokemon. Those properties sell. And you know what? They're always good games. Nintendo don't miss on their flagship titles, generally speaking. Yes, you have a bad Metroid game here and there. You have a bad Star Fox game here and there.
The lack of bugs, though, too. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever had a Zelda game that was really buggy?
No.
Or a Pokemon game? No. And then you have a game on, let's say, your Xbox or your PlayStation, and they have to patch it like a week after because it's not running for you.
Well, a week is actually being generous, Omni. Day one patch of like 8 gigabytes are certainly just a thing that you accept as happening at the moment. Yes, magic beer appears. That's right. It's that easy. I conjured that. I force grabbed the beer. Anyway, so here's the other thing with Nintendo though. Here's the other thing. For better or worse, they always produce something different in terms of their hardware. Like, it's always shitter in terms of quality and what it can run and visual effect and everything like that. But it is always different. Exception being the GameCube, probably. The GameCube was probably very, very close to a PlayStation. But yeah, think about it. You had the Nintendo Wii, okay? Yes, you've got a thought?
Even the GameCube, you could go mobile with it. Like,
Yeah,
they did
you could
have
take
a
it with
monitor you could buy for it and hook it up onto the top of the GameCube and take it into your car with you. It was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I'm not saying it was exactly the same, but, and this is how different their consoles are, right? Of all of them, that was probably the plainest. Like the Nintendo 64 we touched on. Yeah, it was different. Fair enough, the PlayStation came out after. But compared to like the Sega, that was prevalent at the time, the Nintendo 64 was just wildly different, trampled all over it. So Nintendo 64, GameCube, the Wii, okay, infinitely different to, the other consoles that you saw at the time. You weren't just holding a controller playing a game. No, it was all motion. And I don't know. I'm not going to be like, the Wii was just the best thing ever. Obviously, you can tell that I love it, but it was just different, okay? You were playing games differently. You had Wii Sports, which just came standard with your console. You'd spend hours fucking bowling, right? Playing tennis, playing golf, all of those sorts of things. And then obviously Mario Kart came out on the Wii, and yes, you can play it on the controller or whatever, and even then it is actually still different. You've got like the joystick and everything like that, like you're good that way. Or you could actually you could get a steering wheel prop, or you could hold the controller and just move it like a steering wheel and play the game that way. Like, it's a different way of playing. Game Boys. Okay, Game Boys, all right, literally something that you could carry around in your pocket, and you play games while on the go. How much did everyone try to copy the concept of a Game Boy, which, I guess it really exists now as, the Switch, because you can pretty much take your Switch around with you as if it were a Game Boy. But, you had the DS. The DS was obviously very fantastic. The 3DS even more so. Like, everything like... That's what I mean. Like, Nintendo just do different. And sometimes they do things so well when they do different that the others try to copy them a bit. You had the PS... What was it? The PSP, the PS Vita, those sorts of things. They don't do half as well. But you can tell that, the likes of Sony look at them and they go, oh, it's actually pretty fucking good. Like, we should try and capitalize on that. But yeah.
Even though the PSP and the PS Vita were better than the DS, DS still outsold it. Like, mechanically and feature-wise, like, you could play movies on your PSP. You could hook up to the internet. You could not do that with the base DS. Average. Like, they didn't implement something like that till later.
Well, yeah,
like the 3DS.
It's pretty obvious that Sony were leveraging on their superiority in terms of hardware, right, and capability. They were like, well, we can do that better. What they didn't take into account was they didn't actually have the properties, like the games, to then play. Like, they pretty much just released watered-down versions of their existing titles on those on the PS Plus and on the PS Vita. Like, oh, what's that you got there, my guy?
The first generation DS.
Oh, I've got one of those laying around as well, actually.
And I have played it recently.
Oh, wow, yeah. Well, actually, laying around somewhere, I've actually got a Game Boy Color. No word of a lie. No word of a lie. Do you want me to go and find it? I can totally go and find it. Actually, let's go find my Game Boy Color.
Hey, Dakota, it's going. I haven't slept yet. Been staying up all night. I had 5 hours of Twitch sings earlier. Oh boy, it's been a long day. Long 2 days. Here we go. Classic.
All right.
So,
right here. See, it's still in its little pocket pouch. Oh, yikes! It's been so long since I opened this. The the zipper's like threaded to hell. I'll persevere. Okay. There you go. A Game Boy Color.
wow.
It's an artifact.
I do miss the Advance. The Advance was pretty good too.
Wow, it's actually so. I don't remember it being this small and light in my hands. Yeah, guys. Here, I'll go to a bigger screen for everybody.
I even have the original Game Boy, not the color, but like the first generation of that one too.
Oh, I got some. Oh, wow. I've got some really, really old batteries still in there. Yeah, there you go. What games have I got? Get a bit nostalgic for you.
Got that Tetris on mine.
So, I don't know. I remember having more games than this, but these are the ones that are obviously most sentimental to me. I've got Pokemon Gold and I've got Pokemon Silver. I've told this story before, guys. I'm not going to retell it. But yeah, so I've got those two laying around here.
I've got gold. I've got gold too.
I've got Looney Tunes Martian Revenge. It's a game where you played as Marvin the Martian and you went around attacking all the Looney Tunes and converting them to serve you. And then I've got Star Wars Obi-Wan's Adventures. Yes. Yes. Oh, so good. So good. You know what? This... so what this is actually just like, it's, you play through, episode 1 of Phantom Menace, but you just Obi-Wan in all of them. Anyway, that's a good time. So, that's my Game Boy Color, guys. That's that. That's, yeah, wow. Oh, boy. I haven't looked at that in a long time. Boy, oh boy. I'm amazed it's still in one piece. That's crazy.
Should still work.
Yeah, oh, I dare not try and turn it on. You don't want to know how nasty these batteries look, man. Like, oof. Yeah, that doesn't look like a good time. But the cool thing, I don't know, it was like revolutionary at the time, right? You could plug a power pack in and plug it into the wall. So if you're at home, and your batteries were low or whatever, you just play off regular ass electricity. Like you didn't need to worry about your batteries going flat. So yeah.
And you could use that link on the top, that infrared thing, to link up with another Game Boy. Yes. I don't think it actually worked well enough. I tried it. It never really worked for me and my brothers. But you can get a link.
This thing right here, actually, yeah, I've got one.
Yeah.
A link cable. You could, yeah. So if you're playing Pokemon, obviously I was a cool kid. When I played Pokemon, I played Pokemon. So yeah, you plug one in here and you plug the other one into the other Game Boy and you can trade Pokemon and stuff like that. Obviously nowadays you can just do that online. If you're playing a Pokemon game. But yeah. Anyway, so that's what I mean. Like these things are so cool and they're so different. But yeah, obviously I still hold on to mine. Aside from other reasons that I have. But yeah, so Nintendo. We have the Switch currently. Do you know, or do you think that we see something next gen from Nintendo? They tend not to even bother trying to release with the other two. They kind of just come out a little bit later on their own schedule with something. And as I have been saying for the past however long now, it's always something that's a little bit different. What do you envision coming next from Nintendo in the next gen?
I mean, the better question would be, when they do, will it actually be able to compete hardware-wise with the Xbox and PlayStation? Probably not. They're going to go the same route again. Just a little bit under par with the performance, but still got you still got your exclusives. And it'll probably still sell really well. I would say they need to keep with the portable format and be able to hook the thing up to your TV if you want, or take it with you. And that is probably one of the major. That's got to be another major selling point of the Switch right now, and they need to keep that. They need to keep going with that.
Absolutely. So something that's really, I don't know. It always has felt like it's been on the cusp of being huge, but I don't know, it's always just faltered away. But I don't know, lately it actually seems legit because hardware can actually run it and there's no drawbacks. But VR, at the moment, like PlayStation VR and PC VR, I don't know, they've picked up a lot. A lot of people are getting more into it. A lot of streamers are getting more into it. In fact, I've seen a lot of. Can you imagine like Nintendo going that way? Like they haven't really done anything with VR themselves. Do you see that picking up in the next gen? Do you think, sort of,
Hmm.
yeah? What do you think happens with VR next gen?
For Nintendo, I honestly can't see it. I can't see them picking up. Like it goes back to what kind of hardware they're gonna have for it. I mean,
That's a
they're
huge thing, isn't it?
yeah, it's a big deal with you gotta have that multi-core processor to be able to handle it. And then what if somebody wants to stream something?
Oof.
Like, you got your PlayStations and your Xboxes that have streaming software on them. Will a Nintendo system have streaming software instead of having to hook up like an Elgato or something like that to it?
Well, any Nintendo streamer will tell you, it's a startup cost. If you're looking at streaming Nintendo, you're getting a capture card. Like, yeah, that's just. I don't think they'll ever bother. To be honest with you. Um,
Right.
it's really funny. People catch me complaining about streaming off a PlayStation a lot. In fact, I'm resigning to getting a capture card myself because sometimes that's not, it just annoys me a little bit streaming off the PlayStation. But yeah, like you pointed out, there are a lot of Nintendo streamers out there that just don't really even have that capability. You can stream on the Switch. Yeah, as Short Sleeve points out though in chat, it's very very painful. I mean, by comparison to streaming on the Switch, I'll tell you how it works on the PlayStation, guys. Like once you've linked your Twitch account to your PlayStation account, you literally just push a button on your controller and you go live. You make sure all of the stream information's correct and updated. Make sure your camera's good, and then you just hit the button to say go live. It's a little bit easier even than streaming off a GoPro. Like it's very simple. But yeah, I've heard that yeah, you have to like do a few side quests and level up before then going through the tedious process of streaming from a Switch. So, look, that's just our life as streamers, though, guys. As far as gaming goes, like the Switch is pretty terrific. From all accounts, I've played on a Switch. As I said, I just don't have one because they're all sold out. So that's how that goes. But yeah, well, Omni, what I've been sort of working us up to, my guy, is this. Do you have a bold prediction, or what is your bold prediction for the next generation of the console war? Because it is a war. Like, these consoles, these brands, these companies, they are competing against one another for us, for our money, for us as customers. Because let's face it, it's actually most people that can only really afford to buy one. There are fewer people out there who will shell out and buy all three or all of the things, especially at launch or whatever. So yeah, I guess the point I make is what happens with the console war? Will someone die? Is someone going to do something stupid? Is someone going to do something amazing? Like, what do you predict happening next gen?
Well, no company's gonna get neither side's gonna get blown out of the water. Not gonna die, and Nintendo's not going anywhere. I don't think Sony or X or Microsoft definitely not going anywhere. But they're probably just gonna get. You mentioned people not being able to buy it, but only one system. I'm seeing more people these days buying both like a Switch tied with either their PlayStation or their Xbox.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I'm not
that's
saying
just how
that
it
it
goes.
doesn't happen. I'm just saying, yeah, like the regular person um, tends to get one. Because as you point out, like they're not cheap.
No,
These things aren't
they're
cheap.
not going to be cheap either, especially with the monthly fees. Everybody's going to be playing online.
Hmm.
You're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay. The thing is, with that deal, these deals coming out, maybe PlayStation's going to try to match Xbox Live deal. What is Nintendo going to do when they get their next gen? They're not going to do something like that, probably.
Oh, of course they won't.
Their monthly fee is cheap too. Like their yearly fee for the online service is pretty cheap compared to PlayStations and Xboxes. They don't need to, I don't think.
Well, they make so much of their games. Have you like
Mm-hmm.
bought a Nintendo game ever? Like you compare that to any other game, they're actually very expensive. Um,
Wait,
yeah, yeah.
but
Um, well, let's see. Short Sleeve in chat says he feels like the Xbox will die out. Um, tend to the PS series tend to do good and is similar. The Xbox isn't great, in your opinion. Well, that's an interesting take, Short Sleeve. That's an interesting take. Beth's partner thinks so also. Well, yeah.
uh-huh.
I mean, it. Oh, maybe you can see that happening because as we've been saying throughout this podcast today, um, Microsoft have PC gaming capability, right? As well as the Xbox. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't see the sales that they'd like to, or their sales plummet with their next generation Xbox. I wouldn't be surprised if, at least by the end of the next gen, Microsoft stop making consoles and just focus on PC gaming.
I just got somebody saying Xbox is going to have free multiplayer service for the next gen. So that's a thing. Is PlayStation going to have free multiplayer service for their system?
Well, I doubt it. That being said, maybe they will. Maybe they will. It existed that way. Well, the complete opposite not so long ago. Back,
With the PlayStation 3, yeah.
yeah,
PlayStation 3 was free for a while, and then we're like, wait, why aren't we charging for this?
exactly. Well,
Because greed, uh, whatever. Like, that's why I'm a PC player, basically. I'm like, I don't want to mess with that. Why should I'm already paying for my internet?
yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, when PlayStation Online went like pay for, yeah, I had a rage fit.
Oh
I
yeah.
yeah. Look, I'm still facing implications from that. Like, there's a lot of property damage. Some people died. Like, yeah, I got really mad when that happened. But yeah, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I get why people do PC games. I don't know. I'm just a console guy. I've constantly come under fire for it. What I do find the most is, and what I'll always say, guys, I play better on a controller. I'm wired that way. I will just play better. Don't get me wrong, I can play a game on the PC. It's not that I can't. It's not that I haven't learned. I'm just better on a controller. So,
Good news. You can hook up a controller to the
oh my
PC and
god,
play
yeah.
with
So I keep fucking hearing. So I keep hearing.
it.
Yeah. But look, we'll see. We'll see how we go next gen. Something tells me I'm going to end up with a PlayStation 5 one way or another. Will I pick up the new Xbox? Ooh, I don't know. maybe I'll just do a cross between PC gaming and PlayStation, and I'll play the Xbox exclusive titles on the PC. We'll see with my controller, with my PlayStation controller, even.
Sure. I
Yeah.
mean, that works.
Mm-hmm.
I know a person right now that plays controllers on PC and won't budge on that. He will not play on keyboard or mouse.
Yeah.
He's fine with that.
Well, Short Sleeve makes a really good point. Yeah, absolutely. PC gaming is absolutely Microsoft's meal ticket this gen, and that's why I make that point. I'm like, nobody's much impressed with what we're seeing from the Xbox launch graphically. Even though, like I said earlier, and I really want to rehash this point. In fact, the upcoming Xbox is on par, if not maybe even a little bit better hardware wise than the PlayStation 5. Yet what we're seeing marketing wise, in terms of these launch trailers and gameplay demos and everything like that, the games don't look half as good. It's very bizarre, but that's how it's happening. So yeah, that's my bold prediction: is that this Xbox may be the last Xbox. Maybe buy it, because then it'll be like, a piece of history. hold on to your Xbox 360, even if it succumbed to the red ring of death, because it'll end up being as cool in a few years' time as what this is right now. So boy, oh boy. Now, staying on the topic of gaming, Omni, something that exists today in gaming, really prevalent, really controversial, is streamer houses and esport houses, my guy. So, let me walk you through the concepts. Esport houses are probably the longest standing thing. So you have an esports organization or a team. Started out more.
They've been going on since StarCraft esports.
Exactly. So the idea was they found they had better performance out of their teams when they all lived in a house together, and were doing scrims together and eating together and sleeping together and shitting together, like all of that sort of stuff. That's why they exist. So esports houses do still exist today, obviously. For some orgs, they exist very differently depending on the size of the org. But yeah, no, it's certainly not unheard of to have a house, just a regular 4 or 5 bedroom suburban house, filled up with esports athletes, and they live there. And yeah, they have all of all of their facilities and everything there. They have like a gaming room and everything like that, and that's just how they live, of course. So that's esports houses. We'll obviously come back to the pros and the cons of all that. Streamer houses are also a thing, because especially over the last few years, streaming's become ever so popular. It's pretty cool to be a streamer, Omni. Did you know? It's fun. It is fulfilling, and if you're willing to put the time and energy into it, it can pay off in a lot of ways. Now, there certainly are a lot of people out there, in fact, who live in a streamer house. So what happens is somebody rents a house, or they own a house, and they sublet it out to a group of streamers to live in the house with them, usually. In some cases, you'll have somebody who, an example I'll use is Sky Williams, a larger streamer, Twitch partner and everything like that, owns a bunch of houses and sublets the rooms out to other streamers. So streamer houses, I don't know, there's a lot of things that arise. There's a streamer house that people know of that's in Austin, Texas. that just has a bunch of guys that live there and everything like that. But same sort of concept, right? You have a room. It's not dissimilar to what you see with people, who stream from their bedroom normally.
Mm.
And yeah, they just share facilities with a bunch of other people. Obviously, the perks being you're living with other people, but the other people that you're living with are doing the same thing as you. Like they're in the same profession.
Right.
So, you don't, they're more empathetic, I guess. If you're making a racket on stream while they're trying to sleep, they're not necessarily going to come and eat your lunch because, chances are maybe the next day they're going to be doing the same thing. Yeah.
Also, the lifestyle. The con is the lifestyle, I would say, because let's say you wanted to have a family someday and you're so committed to this Twitch life or the streamer life that you've committed to living with a bunch of other streamers. And how long are you planning to stay there? Are you going to meet somebody and maybe make a relationship with somebody, go out and leave that place and probably kill your career as a streamer or an esports person and to build a family? Will you do that? See, it's a really committed choice to be doing that. Would you see yourself if you went into a Twitch house? Do you see a possibility of ever, like, I don't know, building something up bigger than that? Like actually being able to support a family if you had one, or be there for
Well, it's
for
interesting, isn't it? So it strips everything like that away, doesn't it? So remove the fact that I have a house right now from the equation. And let's just say, okay, here's me, Coop Velociraptor. I'm the streamer. And let's just say there's nothing else but my stream, okay? Then a streamer house sounds fantastic.
Yes.
Right? And that's sort of the deal. That's what you see with like connected TV, right? The streamer house that Pokimane and Fedmeister and Lily Pichu and all those huge streamers are living in, right? Well, I don't know, up until recently, they were living in the house together. So they are streamers. They have their stream and they obviously have like just massive profiles as content creators. And that's what they are. Like if it's always a thing. People are always speculating, does Pokimane have a boyfriend, doesn't she? People think she does and she's just denying it. I tell you what, and this is why we go into this concept, if she does have a boyfriend, it'd be pretty fucking hard for that dude. Because,
yes.
Yeah, precisely. The point that what I'm really interested in from your point is, that. When you go that far into being a streamer, to the point where you live in a streamer house, that is your life. That's what you do. There isn't really room for anything else or any other relationship, so to speak, aside from, you see e-dating and the Rashula and shit like that, obviously. But, like in terms of starting a family, like, do you go from your lifestyle? It is a very different lifestyle. Omni, what do you know about what it's like to live in a streamer house? We'll go into esports in a second, but...
Well, I've known a person that does live in a streamer house himself, and he said it's pretty tough. Like, money is an issue, even now, like, especially these days.
Well,
like, yeah. Everybody has to. One of his guys didn't pay the internet bill, and everybody's stream was cut for a week or two. That kind of hurt them. What can I say? Just all he could do was just stream all day, and then he was I can't get into really the personal side of things,
of course.
family issues and such. It's a commitment. That's all I can say. It's a straight up commitment, and you don't have room for anything else, like we've been talking about.
Yeah, well, and that that's certainly a likeness to esports houses, right? So streaming's
Yes.
streaming. Like, you know, you come online and you chat just like we're chatting right now, or you do whatever it is that you do. You create your content. You play your games. So you've got esports. So a lot of the times, esports is not even online. Like, yes, you'll likely have, you know, streaming time and streaming requirements and stuff like that, but a lot of the times, yeah, they're in scrims offline. Like, you know, they're just playing a game. It's pretty much like working. If you can imagine, living in your workplace, that's what an esports house is like, and that's what a streaming house is like for anyone at home. But an issue that comes up, guys, is this. You're literally in a house. Okay, let's think about the sort of people that are getting into streaming or dedicating themselves to streaming or getting into esports, get picked up by an esports org and then told to go and live in a house. So a lot of, it's far and few between somebody who's like a established adult, you know, like in their late 20s or mid 20s even sometimes, you know, and knows how to do the things. You know, usually you're talking about someone who's like 17 to 18 years old, maybe in their early 20s, hasn't lived out of home before. And they go to these places and then they're filled with, like, their house is full of other kids that are the same age, usually. Like other esporters, maybe you'll have like a mid 20-year-old there who's been living in esports houses, you know, since they moved out of home with their parents. And what follows that is bad habits. Poor diet is a prime example. What does a kid want to eat versus what you should eat through the week? Well, I'll tell you what, esports houses and streamer houses are notorious for their inhabitants just consuming junk food exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a diet of of candy, deep fried food, and energy drinks, like, you know, Red Bull, Rockstar, whoever your sponsor might be. Like, that's what they eat. I saw a story of I believe he was a League of Legends esporter, a very prominent esports player in the League of Legends community. I'm really sorry that I don't remember his name. He had to retire. Now, think about this. He had to retire at the age of 23 because he'd been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And he himself put that down to, you know, he explained to everybody as he announced his retirement that, oh yeah, well, I'd put it down to my lifestyle over the last few years that I've been esporting. Like, you know, esporting, you know, I don't try and like make it out to be on par with, you know, the big crazy jobs out there, but esporting isn't easy, guys. It's very, very stressful, and it's very intense, and it really just, yeah, it's a yikes. It's yikes. If you're sitting there playing Call of Duty right now and, you know, you're on a kill streak and you're like, you know what, it's time for me to get into esports. Well, look, maybe it isn't, because tell you what, unless you're ready for that grind, like, you really don't know what you're in for. So you couple that with being in just this really tense, stressful environment, no privacy, and then you're eating nothing but shit and consuming nothing but shit over a you know, sustained period of time. Yeah, type 2 diabetes is probably the least of your worries, but still very terrible, as chat points out. Yeah, so that absolutely happened. That absolutely happened, guys. And that's the thing. That's one of the drawbacks. I mean, as I did mention, esports or the larger orgs now have cottoned on to some of those problems. Who comes to mind? FaZe is probably the most prominent example. FaZe actually built a facility, so it's more in line with accommodation for their athletes. It's pretty much just like a big, awesome looking hotel, really.
A big
Um,
fraternity,
yeah. So
but not organized like a fraternity is. With they have actually good meals and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, they
Like the
actually
ones like that's why they how they should build themselves around. I would say,
absolutely.
but
But
yeah,
bear in mind, not every org is phase. Like, not every org can just buy every good CS:GO player and throw them on a team together because that's how you win apparently. But except you don't. Um, oh yikes! But yeah, obviously you get my point here. So not everybody just is shitting money. Harlot. There are orgs out there that are just up and coming, or they're just getting by and everything like that. So all they can afford is to rent a house, like a suburban house. So you get stuck with that situation. Also, too, like the idea of streamer houses, guys, it's not unheard of in other professions. There are people that go into things like porn. They go and live in a porn house. You ever hear of that?
no.
No, I don't know. They literally go and live in a house with other porn actors and actresses, and yeah, it works the same way as streamer houses, except you're not streaming. Um, so and well, the explanation that gets provided there, and the explanation that I've seen from streamers that live in streamer houses, was they went there because, well, they thought that would actually be saving expenses, similar to rooming with someone, right? You pick up like an apartment with somebody else, say a 2-bedroom apartment, right? The idea is you split the rent and expenses. So if you're moving into a streamer house, you think it's that way too. But yeah, as you mentioned, the feedback often is that they're spending more than what they're making, and they're spending well and truly more than what they would if they just rented somewhere by themselves.
And it's not like they're getting paid a flat rate salary either. It's all based on their viewers and how much they support them. And if they're not doing well and they moved in, they're going to be kicked out.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly how cut and dry it is with a stream house. An esport house, yeah, you're there on a contract, right? You're actually getting paid like by the org and everything like that. So yeah, it's all G. But yeah, as you're quite correct, if your stream doesn't do well, or you obviously haven't it's not even just your stream, your content doesn't do well, the income's not there, maybe you're not getting subs, maybe you're not getting whatever it is you rely on for income. I don't know. I'm not completely across how you profit off a stream, because guys, I don't. Obviously, maybe donations aren't coming in, all of that sort of stuff. Haven't been able to monetize your YouTube, whatever it might be. So yeah, suddenly you're not making money, you're not paying your rent. So as you say, Omni, what actually happens is people just literally get kicked out. Like, that's it. You miss rent like once in some stream houses and off you go. And streaming's volatile. Let me tell you guys. There's no, like, I don't know, unless you're like Ninja or someone, right? You don't have like a consistent viewership necessarily all the time. Sometimes, I'm not saying it dips, but it's not always on the rise. Sometimes it plateaus. And sometimes when it comes to monetization, sponsors and things like that, they only really look at you when you're on the rise. That I can tell you. Followers go up and down, subs go, your monthly subscriptions, sometimes it plateaus, sometimes it's on the rise, sometimes it dips a little. Yeah, that's exactly right, Harlot. There is no safety net, and yes, short sleeve. Streaming is hard, especially on a Switch. But yeah, it's the point that I'm making here is this: it's not a steady income necessarily. It's not steady in general, but it's certainly income wise, it's not steady. You'll have good months and you'll have bad ones. So you put that into a rental situation where you're required to pay X amount. Um, yeah, yeah, results in a bit of a mess. Results in a bit of a mess. Oh, did we? No, Harlot, we got up to like 70 something, didn't we? We were at like 76. So, yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, chat. Hey, oh, dude, I've worn a onesie before. Do you even know why we're getting to the 100 subs goal? If we get to the 100 subs goal, where I'm wearing a Dragonborn cosplay, I'm cosplaying as a Dragonborn for like a week. I'll wear a onesie. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, like my sub count, that's cool, guys. Like, don't even freak out about that. I'm not worried. But yeah, my sub count's not important here. What is important here is because I'm not living in a fucking streamer house. So what is important here is this. What I was about to say. It's not even just the rent in those situations. You ever have like a group of friends Omni that you like hang out with? You go catch a movie and stuff like that, and I don't know, you spot each other for dinner or you spot each other for lunch. You'll go to a bar and you'll spot each other for drinks. Like everyone has to shout around, and that's just what you do. So a lot of these streamer houses, guys, this is how they, presumably, they do get along, they do hang out. A lot of them, they're buds. Like in an ideal situation, they are actually friends, at least for a period of time. So they do go out and do all that. And also, in some, I've actually heard of some situations where they're required to do that. Like, okay, if you're living in the house and you're you're part of the clique, then you're part of the clique. So you go when everyone else goes out, you go out and everything like that. So you think about it. You're paying the rent, and then you're then having all of those added recreational expenses. And there will, I've heard accounts of streamers, small streamers who have very much felt pressured to buy lunch for the group because they're the upstart. So yeah, throw that into the equation.
It's a mistake.
Sorry?
Even like if you're a small streamer, it'd be a mistake for you to go and get in one of these places. Really, just I guess you've been saying volatility and the expenses. Like it's not going to work. To me, flat out, right now, I'm going to say, not going to work for you.
Absolutely. Well,
you got very lucky one day, and you just blew up.
I mean, you know what the draw is for a lot of these guys. So, yeah, as Harlot points out, it's like a business trip. When one person goes, they all go. That's exactly right. And that's very much what it's like for them. So, you know what it is. Like, trying to think of okay. Ninja doesn't have a streaming house. Okay, I don't know. I've just already mentioned Ninja in this thread, so I'm going to use him as an example. Let's just say that currently Ninja lives in a streaming house. All right. And there's a spare room in the house. It's there for whatever it's there for. You're an up-and-coming streamer. You want to get noticed and everything like that. That is in someone's head. Okay, they see that as an opportunity. okay, well, if I'm living in the same house as Ninja, surely, there's going to be an opportunity for me to appear on his stream, him to appear on my stream, whatever it might be. And that, Ninja isn't part of this at all whatsoever, but that's sort of how it processes in some people's head. They see the Sky Williams houses. And Sky Williams, I can say, is part of this because he has these streamer houses, right? Sky Williams, very big Twitch partner. He's everywhere pretty much. He's always on Austin shows and everything like that. Does really well for himself. Obviously, if he owns houses, he does pretty well. So you get people who are like, oh, well, if I go and live in a Sky house, then yeah, I can obviously pick up some viewers and some followers and some subs off Sky's clout because he's Sky. And yeah, like that's how some of these situations work. I think. I assume, like, it's surely got to be there. You see people do more desperate things for clout. So, if there's that opportunity there, I can see people's draw. The thing is, no, it doesn't work that way necessarily. And that's what we've certainly heard from people who've been staying in the Sky houses, guys. Doesn't work that way at all. Yeah, exactly, Harla. As I said, I just use Ninja as an example, but Sky, I can say categorically does have houses.
Well, check this out. Like, even if Ninja was to shout you out and say, hey, follow this guy, more often than not, they're not even going to check you out. Not even going to click on you. Not even going to do anything with you. And you'll be sitting there heartbroken. So that's that.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong.
They want to see Ninja. They don't want to see you.
Yes, that is exactly right. Well, here's the thing, and guys, I don't know. I have some conversations with people sometimes that don't seem to understand this. Somebody can give you a platform, okay? And yes, there are situations where that works amazingly. Here's the thing, you still need to make good content. People need to actually give a fuck about you and what you're pushing. Otherwise, that platform means nothing. Okay? You can be rated. Okay? I've seen this. Categorically, I've seen this. Someone has had a 2,000 viewer raid. And just as quickly, within half an hour, most of those viewers are gone. Because
multiple reasons.
Well,
maybe they're taking a break, like with their streamer,
Yeah. Well, honestly, here's the thing. It does come. Yeah. Well, no. Dow did well with his raid. That was fucking amazing. And Dow had like a couple thousand at least for a long time after that raid happened. I'm not calling out Dow. Dow was amazing. No. Certainly, I'm not going to name who I'm talking about, but I watched this unfold because I was one of the people in the raid, and I ended up just carrying over. And yeah, look, I'm not trying to be mean, but I do understand why people stopped watching, is what I'm going to say. And that's my deal, guys. I get why people clout chase. It does work for some people. For some people, getting that platform, if you get that platform, a big streamer shouts you out, a big streamer raids you, it's life-changing because all of a sudden, if you are good, if you put out good content, if people like you when you appear on the screen, then you know what, like it absolutely does make a difference. But the thing is, your content needs to be good. And I'll tell you what, I was in pain. No, Harla, I'm not talking about that stream. I'm not talking about Dow getting raided. I'm talking about someone else getting raided. Anyway, yikes. But yeah, I tell you what. Here's the deal. No, you don't need to delete Harlot's message. He's fine. Thanks anyway, though, short sleeve. you can clout chase, but for all the effort you make clout chasing, it's more beneficial for you to work on your content and just make your stream better. And that takes it into this. Instead of paying all that you pay to live in a streamer house, guys, maybe look at how you can actually improve your content. There are people that are in a streamer house right now, and they literally, I don't know, they don't have anything because they can't afford anything to improve their content. They can't pick up a capture card. They can't, I don't know, they can't even buy new clothes. So they're always wearing the same thing, like the same shirt every single stream, those sorts of things. They can't, their stream constantly crashes because they can't actually afford new hardware or anything like that. Like there's so much drawback to that sort of situation. Don't get me wrong, I get it if you want to chase that, if you want to chase that life, you want to chase that lifestyle, sure, go and do it. But if you're doing it to clout chase, my recommendation is always this: just don't clout chase. There's no benefit to it whatsoever. Omni.
Yo.
Agree.
I mean, yeah. My silence is in agreements.
Nice. So, yeah. Anyway, I mentioned it, so I'll quickly touch upon it. Another problem that arises in these houses, guys, and something that has certainly come to a lot more light with the Me Too movement, but certainly something that has just been known within circles for a long time, I think. And, I mentioned the Austin streamer house. Yeah, so what did we talk about earlier? E-dating. Omni. Do you have an e-dating?
E-dating.
No, I'm joking. Don't answer that. So e-dating. So, this comes back to clout chasing and all of that sort of shit that does go on Twitch and just within the content creation community as a whole. So you have houses of larger streamers, like partnered streamers, lots of viewers, lots of clout and everything like that. You have ladies, call them what you will, but ladies who definitely want to increase their viewership, their fellowship, their sub counts, everything like that. So they appear in these houses and they do things. And that, I trust I don't need to go into any more detail on that front, right? You're picking up what I'm putting down. So, yep. Sorry, you good?
Yeah. It's late, but I'm awake.
You're doing well.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's another thing. You have these situations in these, I'm going to call out the connected TV situation in light of the Me Too thing, right? So, of course, both Lily Pichu and Pokimane ended up coming out, feels like a while ago now, but with a whole bunch of stuff about Fedmeister's behaviour in the streamer house that Connected TV have. So yeah, a lot of these situations, there's guys living with girls and everything like that, and just it introduces a whole lot of trouble, whether it's there or not, actually, if that makes sense. So yeah, yikes. Look, let's move on from that, Omni. Let's move on to our final thing of the night. We're just going to play a quick game, my guy. You got your D20?
I do. I got a D20.
Guys, I got so excited about Dungeons and Dragons a couple of weeks ago when we had Crit on the podcast. So I will be joining a D&D game soon, actually. Soon.
You picking a class already, or what you make? Are you making something yet?
Yeah. I've got all of that. Am I spoiling? I don't know. So I'm going with a wood elf. Going to be a rogue
Ooh.
That's all you need to know.
Ooh.
Anyway, keep your eyes on Kasha Baby streams, guys, for more developments on that. But yeah, here we go. I got some actual dice. I got a whole bunch of dice actually. Look at this shit. Got all these dice. Like, whoa. Anyway, so D20. Take a drink. Yes. Okay. So, what are we doing with the D&D with the D20 today? Well, I had this idea for a game, so I'm gonna I'll go first if you like, as an example of something. So I'm just gonna come up with something crazy, like just an action, and I'm gonna roll my D20 to work out if it was successful. So an example might be, okay, I want to high five Harlot and Demons in chat. Here we go. So I'm gonna roll my D20. And fuck, I actually rolled a 1. So that is actually a critical. That is a critical, everybody. Take a drink. So I went to high five Harlot, and I slipped over and hit his face and killed us both. In the process, because I slipped over and died. Like, we both died. There you go. That's a critical failure. I rolled a 1. Okay, so that's an example. Okay, what do you got, my guy?
Oh. Let's see. Let's roll to shout out short sleeve on my stream. Oh. If that is good. We'll say fails underneath 10, success above 10. We'll see what we get.
Hello, Crit Happens, by the way. How you doing, my guy? I see you sorted out Bunnings Karen.
We rolled a 12, so that's a success.
There you go.
What level are we? We level 8s, 0s.
No,
we getting really into D&D type stuff because we've got proficiency we may need to work on.
This is our first go at this game, Omni. I'll tell you what inspired me to do this. I was actually in Crit's stream last week, and he had a game of D&D going on, and this is how into it I was getting. I started doing this in chat. I was obviously drinking because a lot of people were rolling criticals during that game. And so I was like, I want to hug, someone in chat. And then literally I was sitting here and I'd roll my dice. I'm like, I rolled an 8. And yeah, the hug was successful. So that's what gave me the idea for this game. So there you go. You were able to actually shout out short sleeve in your stream. So there you go.
Yes.
That's sexy. Also, Kriya, I did see your host come through, my guy. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. So much love for Crit Happens. He got a shout out in there. Yes, he did. Make sure you go check that dude out because he does stream some sexy D&D games. Boy, oh boy, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of how much fun they have actually in those campaigns. So, okay. Here we go. I want to hug Crit Happens Gaming. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna roll to hug Crit. Oh fuck! It's another critical failure. That's a critical. Take a drink.
Oh damn.
Oh, I'm in poor form. Seriously, guys, it's a 1. Oh, yikes.
Let's see if I can get lucky with hugging Crit Happens.
Yeah, he needs a hug. See if you can do it.
Roll an 18, so...
Oh, there you go. That's a pretty good hug. Crit, do you feel that? Make sure you actually hug him. Yeah, actually,
Come here. I got you. Can you see my arms around you? I got you, Crit.
Yes, nice. Okay, all right. So for this one, okay, yep. So I'm going to Fusro Da Crit Happens Gaming.
Mm.
Here we go. Hope for a good one, guys. I rolled an 18. So, Crit Happens Gaming. Fus Roda! Also, Care Bear Stan, thank you very much for the bits, girl. Appreciate you. Damn. Oh boy, your turn.
Ooh. Roll for success on a prod on Harlot. Just a poke. Just a poke.
He's gonna poke Harlot.
The roll depends on the intensity of the poke and how much damage it might do. We rolled a 4, so Omnistrike's poke was soft. Did not hurt.
Ooh.
Barely noticed it, Harlot. Poke.
Alright. So, look, chat, don't get thirsty on me. Don't get thirsty on me. I'm going to kiss Care Bear Stare. Here we go. I rolled an 11.
Ooh.
Ooh, is that just like a peck?
Well, what are we giving for a defense roll for Care Bear?
I don't know. Care Bear Stare, do you have a D20 lying around, girl? What did you roll? Does she have it? she's probably like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You might have to roll for it.
Okay, Care Bear Stare, I'm going to do a defense roll for you. So I rolled an 11. Everyone remember that. Okay, so Care Bear Stare. Oh, you rolled a 20! The kiss was unsuccessful. Oh, yikes. Oh, I rolled a 14 for you too, so yeah, yikes. Okay, no kiss for you, Care Bear Stare.
Ooh.
Rejected. Okay, it's your turn.
Let's see.
Oh, there you go, the 8-ball. The 8-ball. Thanks very much for the bits, Care Bear Stare. Sosbra. Oh, the 20 is a critical. Take a drink, everybody.
It is.
So she really rejected me. Damn.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
I'll never financially recover from this.
We've got hugs, we've got kisses, we've got slaps, we've got... Well, what else we do here? Let's keep it mixed up here. Penguin Furt. How about you?
Yes, let's go.
Let's see what we want to do with you. Let's give you a good old hug. Let's hug everybody today.
Oh, okay, so Omni's gonna hug everybody. What's your roll?
Roll is a 19.
Hey, everybody gets a hug from Omni.
Y'all need to come here.
Give everyone a hug.
Right up on my camera right now, just like there. Oh.
Oof.
Did you like that? Was it long enough? Do I need to do it longer since it was such a high roll?
Yeah, you got to really get in there, like to the point where someone probably gropes you.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You were just using the wrong command earlier, Harlot. There you go. Okay. Well, look, I'm really missing that. I'm gonna try and hug everybody too. I'm not rolling very well today, guys, so really sorry if this doesn't work. There you go. I rolled a 4. What does that mean?
Pretty low if the defensive roll
4.
for everybody's hire.
Should I? Okay. Should I roll like for everyone else, guys? I'm gonna roll for you. So if it's lower than 4, then you get a hug from me. And it is not. It's a 10. You don't.
Uh-oh.
You don't get a hug from me. So, rip.
Coop Velociraptor seems to have come across a force field where he cannot hug everybody. It is a shame. That's how your role works. That's how your role playing works.
All right. It's your turn, my guy.
We're rolling for persuasion to persuade everybody here to take a drink.
Drinks ready, guys. Just in case you roll something good.
That's a 4.
Okay.
We'll roll defensive roll.
I'll roll the D. Oh, I was gonna roll.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see what I got.
Because it'll. I mean, I might be the only one drinking here. Okay, so you rolled a 4. Guys, I'm rolling for us. Here we go. It's a 9. Ha! We don't have to drink.
Well, you don't have to drink then. Congratulations. You will be dehydrated.
Harlot defense rolled a 16. There you go. All right. Is dangerous, thus making it one of the least brave things you can do.
Who?
But Care Bear Yes. Okay. Actually, it's probably important that comes up, guys. Definitely on the stronger side, though. Guys, drinking, not drunk. As always, do drink responsibly. Yeah, do always need to say it, but yeah, don't ever worry. I will never be drunk on stream. Now, what am I going to do? Are there any suggestions in chat? What should I try to do to everybody or somebody? Any suggestions at all? Starts a brewery called Responsibly? Yes, drink responsibly. 110%. Come on, chat. What do you want me to roll for? What's my next action? Oh fuck. No, I'm not doing that. Sunglasses. I'll take that. I don't know where they are right now. I think they're up. I'm sure they'll appear if... Okay, so I'm going to roll to put my sunglasses on. Here it comes. I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1. That's a critical, everybody. Drink. Everyone take a drink.
Oh, jeez.
Oof. In other news, I'll be doing shots for subs in the coming fortnight. I like that you spelt fortnight that way. Oh boy. Okay, last. Okay, you have another one, and then we'll go for our last round, my dude.
All right, we're rolling for push-ups. 20 push-ups.
Who? Like
me.
Okay.
For me to do push-ups. So if I roll high, I don't have to. But if the defense gets me, well, I'm rolling for defense, but you guys are rolling for attack. Or to make me I rolled a 2, so might have to do 20 push-ups here.
Wait, is that your defense roll against the 20 push-ups?
Yes, is a 2.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm already preemptively like getting up. So you might as well roll anyway. Let's see if you get a critical 1.
Here we go, guys. I'm gonna make him do push-ups. Here it comes. I rolled a 12.
Shoot. Oh, here we go. 20 push-ups.
20 push-ups. Cheers. Called, I'm going to say. Hi, called. Ooh, okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hey, what a legend. Fine form, too. Oh, he's doing... Oh, another one. Oh,
I
boy.
barely hear you.
Oh,
I thought you heard
yikes.
it. It said 19. Well, okay. One more doesn't hurt.
Well, I just got channel point rewards redeemed on me. Do you just? I'll just sit here and do them. So you want 10 on each arm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's make this interesting. I'm going to do a defense roll, Omni. This is our last round, by the way.
Okay.
I'm going to do a defense roll. You have to attack me to make me do 10 burpees.
Okay.
Okay, here's my defense roll. It's a 2.
No. 5.
Oh, 10 burpees, everybody. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, I was kind of hoping that you'd roll another 2. Oh, shit! 1. I sprung up too hard. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9.
There you go.
10. Whew.
There you go. Not bad.
I should point out, my legs are dead right now. Today was leg day at the gym. Whew, yikes. So, XOmnistrike, my guy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. That wraps up what has been a legendary podcast.
Well, wait a minute. Short Sleeve has redeemed "Sing Happy Birthday to You, Coop" in Welsh. For one reason or another. I don't know. All right, here we go. Penblwydd hapus I ti. Penblwydd hapus I ti. Penblwydd hapus I Coop. Penblwydd hapus I ti. There you go.
So my name's actually Cooper. Do you have to sing it again?
No. Coop is short for Cooper.
It was worth a try, guys.
Why would you make me sing it again? Am I that good?
It was beautiful. Whoa. Guys, he did join us. Actually, I meant to ask you, what was the song that you were singing last on Twitch Sings?
It was "Someday" by Sugar Ray.
Oh, wow.
I was
not
gonna
expecting
do
that.
"Closing Time" by Semisonic, but Twitch Sings bugged out.
Oof.
That's why it took so long for me to get in.
Yeah,
I have
yikes.
to sing "Happy Birthday to You" again, and this time call you Cooper.
There we go.
Pen bleib happy city. Pen bleib happy city. Pen bleib happy Cooper. Pen bleib happy city.
Yay! That's hot. Who gave you that idea? Was that Beth?
Yeah, that was Beth.
Yeah.
It was like, you have to sing me happy birthday in Welsh or something like that. And I was like, okay, whatever. Just give me the translation.
I dig it. I dig it. You even sound Welsh for a second. And then you go back and you sound like you. So Gino, yes, I probably would kill you if you disagreed with me. I got to be honest with you about that. So, Omni, I'm going to let you go, my guy. Are you going to continue streaming? Like, what are you doing?
I'm going to try to go to sleep.
Nice.
I've been up since 5 o'clock yesterday.
You've been streaming that whole time too, dude. You're an absolute weapon. It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast, though. Really love your view on things. Got to get you back on sometime. 100%. Yes, who are we raiding? Well, don't worry, I'll wrap up before we raid, guys. So get your suggestions ready. I'll take a look. But yeah, Omni, dude, you're an absolute fucking weapon. Can we get a shout out in chat for xOmnistrike? Go check him out. I'm not lying. This guy is an FPS beast. An FPS beast. He absolutely destroys. In fact, Omni, I've been thinking this. I need to squad with you again, my guy. I think I remember squadding with you a little while ago. And like, it was just the most beautiful thing.
What?
What was it? Warzone? We were playing Warzone?
It would have had to been.
It was a while ago.
Call of Duty something.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I played Warzone a couple of weekends ago, actually. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It's nice being carried by somebody, guys. I gotta tell you. And there's no better carrier than this guy right here. Anyway, dude, you have a great night. I'm going to let you go.
Yep, you can have a good rest of your day. It was fun.
Oh, so much fun. So much fun.
Couldn't come.
Yeah, that's okay. I've by the way, guys, I have heard from Kasha. She is alive. So I'd say she has had a run-in with Bunnings Karen. I'll hear more from her about that when I come off stream. But yeah, in the meantime, guys, here I am. Wow. Okay, so Beth has one viewer. Really? Only one viewer watching Beth right now? No way. There's got to be more than one person watching Beth. Let's grab a look at this shit. Does Kylo want to come and say hello? Stream. It's not a Coop Velociraptor stream without Kylo, guys. Kylo, come here. Oh, what's he got? Oh, he's got his bone. Oh, he's so big. I can't actually get him in the chair. Oh, let me sit down. Here we go. Hey, say hello. Cooper's your boyfriend. Everyone else back off. There you go. You got your bone. Oh, boy. Hey, bud. Say hello, Raptor Nation. I just had to make my appearance for this stream. I got my bone. I'm very happy. God, you're getting heavy though, aren't you? You're getting heavy. Good boy. Okay. So what was I looking at? I was looking at Beth. Is Beth online? I can't... Oh, there she is. Oh, she's playing Raft. Guys, Beth is playing Raft. Okay. Boy, oh boy. So yes, we will go and say hello to Beth, guys. Get ready for that. Before I do that though, I do want to just quickly remind you all of something. It's actually super, super fucking important too. Take my hat off. Why do you want my hat off so bad? Like, yeah, like, oh, my hair looks like ridiculous right now. Right. Very strange. Very strange. Anyway, you love these vibes? My hair looks amazing. Kappa? Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Nah, we wear the hat. We gotta keep some people. We gotta keep some people happy. We gotta keep some people happy with the hat. I should just hat off channel point reward. I don't know if I was actually wearing like the shirt, like would be fine with the hat off, but I'm not, so we're not. I'm not, so we're not. By the way, check out the merch. Anyway, guys, very, very important thing. Very, very important thing. As always, I want to remind you of something, and that is this. You matter. You matter, and you add value to other people's lives. I know nothing about you. Well, most of you I know nothing about, to be fair, those of you that are watching right now. And for pretty much all of you, I know nothing about the people around you. But here's something that I do know, and something it's really important for you to know. You matter to me. If you're sitting here watching this, short sleeve, no, that includes you, my guy. If you are sitting here right now watching this, if you've been in chat, if you've just been lurking away, if you got some of Omni's hug earlier, like it doesn't matter, okay? If you're here right now, you matter to me. And you know what? If you're here right now, you have added value to my life. I just said that this includes you, short sleeve. Today you've added value to my life. Like just take the compliment, man. Like seriously. Guys, it's so important. So important. Thank you so much for joining in, hanging out, sticking around. I tell you what, it's a hell of a journey always, but it's a fun one, and that's because of all of you. It's fun because you're here. Some people, I don't know, some people, they look for an escape. This is definitely my escape sometimes. This is something that I come to when I'm in a good mood. It's something that I come to when I'm in a bad mood. And I'll tell you what, it's the same regardless. And that's what's really beautiful about coming online, guys. So really, thank you all so much for existing. And as always, thank you all so much for just being here. Now, without further ado, what do you got? Mistreat your local moderator. Yeah, why not? Mods abuse. No, do not abuse the mods. Just don't, no. No, the mods here are beautiful. And if, seriously, fuck with these mods and I won't just ban you, I will actually come to your house and beat you with my fists. There will be nothing quirky about it. I guarantee it. Anyway, seriously, look, I'm going to end the stream properly this week. I managed not to do that last week. It was a bit of a yikes. But hey, it will not be a sexy wrestle. Yikes. We're off to see Beth, so make sure you actually jump into her stream, say hi in chat, ask her about her awesome news. I don't know if I should be the one telling it to you. So, boy, oh boy. Maybe ask her about her awesome news. If she wants to tell it, she will. If she doesn't, then she won't. Guys, yep, as Nightbot mentions, my name is Coop. You guys call me the Velociraptor. Peace out and have a great night. I'll see you all again Tuesday night.